welcome to another wonderful week of Stories from the Multiverse. Oh, wait. I have an intro. I didn't set it up.
Oh my god, this guy!
Oh well, next week there's actually an animated intro now, so it's yeah, it's not great. It's just an easy one, but it's not like character drawn. Like I'm not Critical Role. I don't have. I'm in debt, so like maybe someday. But last time we did a whole bunch of stuff, which was really cool. Start of the campaign, you guys met Tasha. You escaped from her endless loop. She had you in her experiment, testing out the theories of fixed futures, probability, and the ability to measure chaos. You guys thought you were going to Last Star when you in fact ended up in Rumble at sunset. And you thought you spent 2 years with this close friend of yours. Each one of you getting to know the group over the course of the experiment, but now finding yourselves unsure if you know your friends and allies whatsoever, as many of your memories were fake, implanted, exaggerated, or otherwise messed with thanks to Tasha. The good old Maloran memory issues continue from one campaign to the next. I am contemplating having you guys also for future campaigns. Tell me what happened last time. Do any of you want to try and tell me other things that may have happened last time?
We had to deal with a little bit of a trolley problem. She's like, "Oh, you can take 2 people," and just the rest of them for torture. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
They were paid.
And we ended up taking... who was it? Autumn and LeBlanc.
LeBlanc.
And
that bratty chick.
Oh, and Bailey.
Yeah.
you have 3 NPCs
Bailey.
with you guys. Yes, indeed.
Much to my chagrin.
Purposely repress that memory.
Oh, I forgot that for a reason.
Okay. You all stand on the plateau that is adjacent to the peaks nearest that 2 of you know as the Bonfire Peaks, which is only about a few hours walk away. You can see out over the misty valleys. To the east, you can actually see the coal fields, long desert as far as the horizon will go from up on these peaks. Pardon me. To your west is all the more peaks obscuring your view to the coast. And to the south, it looks like similar heighted peaks that lead quite a while, and you can barely see the start of forest on the far horizon as it actually comes up in the distance, giving you a chance to see it on the very edge of your vision. Autumn collapses, and you can see her begin to seize at the moment.
Oh.
As Bailey and LeBlanc are trying to tend to her, they don't know quite what's wrong. What are you doing?
I will go over and try to... I will pump a 1st level Cure Wounds into her.
Okay. Autumn begins to settle a bit, but it's more from the group surrounding her and you putting in Cure Wounds. You notice the body almost immediately stops seizing just from your presence, but the Cure Wounds does help her with her ailing condition.
Are we in the
12
sun?
hit points.
You are indeed in the sun.
I'm gonna find some shade.
Right now, that's part of the problem, is you're on top of a plateau, and there's currently no shade on the top of this peak plateau.
Okay.
Take off your shirt.
How big of a...
I'm not wearing a shirt.
How big of a...
Take off your skin!
How big of a shadow does Ganu make?
A very
I'll make a
large
big,
one.
so I'll
when you
try
guys
to make a big
came-
shadow.
Yes. Making the shadow, you can see that helps stop whatever vulnerable condition she is that is being exacerbated by the sun. It is setting though, so there is time, but currently standing out here in the sun on her own looks to be really bad for her health.
Does anyone have cloth?
Here, what I'll do is I'll take my bedroll and I'll like
Ooh,
kind
there
of
you go.
turn it into like a canvas so we can use that for shade.
Absolutely. How would you guys like to prop it up?
Are there any sticks nearby?
You're on top of a plateau.
Alright, no
we
trees.
can use torches
Hmm.
and rope.
You all have those things. Without lighting the torches, you assemble them and makeshift a small enough, obviously, because the torch poles are not that large, but enough to cast a shadow over Autumn, and you can see genuine concern on both Bailey and LeBlanc's face as you see Bailey going like, "Is that gonna be enough? Is she gonna be okay?" And you see LeBlanc going, "Oh, poor Beatrice. No, she's not Beatrice. Autumn. Oh," as he's sort of like caressing her head and trying to get her to calm down. As it just seems like all this has exacerbated her health, having the lack of no blood for God knows how long, and then being exposed to the sun now. Who knows what the stage of her condition is.
I was also gonna
Mm-hmm.
give her a little bit of blood as well. Like
Sure. So
Are there any animals within eyeshot?
make a perception check.
maybe some mountain goats.
This is 17.
17. Up top here, all you see is like little crawling bugs and insects that go in between the cracks of the plateau. But toward the bonfire peak, you can actually see of the many poles sticking out of the wall, there is actually a plethora of different looking goats with like all their hooves sitting on a long stone step with no railing, and they're just sort of staring at your group. And you can hear one now that you're focused out of this situation be like, "Rah! Rah!" And you can hear a far off voice going like, "Shut up! I heard ya!"
How far away was that?
Like I said, it's probably about an hour and a half walk. You can hear it echoing because it carries over the plateau length, and because you're so high up, there is a wind here. The air is a little harder to breathe, but sound carries a lot easier because you're so far above any of the normal noises. There's no animals up here. There's no trees to deaden the noise it carries. The warmth is starting to fade from the day as well, but not too cold. But with the sun getting close to setting, you can feel the temperatures begin to cool with it.
All right.
Where are we?
Well, it's definitely not Last Star.
Yeah, I can see that.
I believe we are actually in the Bonfire Peaks. Yeah, because I look
Where
around.
is
'Cause
that?
I can probably see where I live from here, right?
You can see the beginning of the forest from here.
The forest? Okay.
Yeah, where you would live. You've been able to look up and see where the bonfire peaks have been in the past, and this itself is of note on the adventures you and your clan have taken. This is the capital. This is the stronghold. Inside there.
All of Rumble?
No. Rumble's stronghold is actually called Rumble. This is the stronghold of the peaks of the Fire Ganassi.
Okay.
And where are those?
We are in Rumble. Yeah, I live that forest right over there. That's where my tribe. So
I just
a little
kinda-
farther out of view, but yeah.
Just kind of look at Adifirth.
we are in Rumble.
Kind of like
Oh shoot, I got on the
supposed to
wrong
be-
train.
It's supposed to be Last Star.
Where's the conductor?
Oh God.
You can see Bailey agreeing with you, like, this is terrible. This is very, very far away where we need to be. We have to we gotta travel somehow. We could do any of you have teleport abilities? Do you have teleport spells? No?
No.
No?
Definitely not.
And she looks over to LeBlanc, and LeBlanc's like, I wish I had any magical capabilities.
Is it Ganu?
Ganu, yes. Yes.
Okay, hi, I am Faith.
Faith. Right.
Do you know this region? You said you lived nearby, you know this region?
More or less. I'm kind of far, but we've come out here on occasion.
It would be a multiple days journey to get to where your tribe is versus where you're at is only a few hours away. That way, Coalfields would be a couple days journey that way into the coast. Who knows what the coast has entailed.
Yep.
Do they have any ability for, like, transport, like airships or something? Some way we can make our way back to Shia?
With my tribe?
Yeah?
No. No, nothing like that. They...
Okay.
Yes, they're...
I turned to Annifer. Mom and Dad are gonna freak out.
I don't think we should be worrying about that right now. Let's get you home.
I mean, aren't you guys on an adventure? Isn't this part of it?
An adventure in our home, yes.
We were going on a scavenger hunt in our city, and we suddenly end up countries away. That's not exactly the expected outcome.
You lived in Ashaya.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And as an introduction, now that we're kind of just sitting here chatting, you do see, compared to my cook version of myself, I'm a young adult female. I have long red hair that extends to my back, no longer in a ponytail. It's just curly and dropping down to just below my shoulders. These bright green eyes, and my outfit is actually like this cropped blue blouse. My midriff is showing, and then like a long skirt that has a bit of like a red trim and some yellow ties to it. You see on each of the sides of my midriff are these tattoos, these runic tattoos that carry down, and then I just kind of have like a basic kind of like haversack / messenger bag that's just like hanging off my side with a couple books peeking out of it.
Okay.
You guys can also see LeBlanc's outfit looks extremely modest from all the fancy stuff you saw him in inside Tasha's world. It looks like that of a common worker's attire. He has long worker boots on and trousers tucked into them and a white blouse shirt that's unbuttoned and nothing of fancy on his person, while Bailey has the student outfit of the Dunamancy College, which would be blacks and purples, and it has the emblem of Dunamancy on the chest of it. And each of these is almost like a mix of expensive leathers with a tailored clothing. Autumn has a metal light armor all over her body with with a strange foreign symbol that you guys do not recognize on the center of it, that resembles that of having bat wings, and then on each side of 2 letters that are crossed between one another with the G and H. When you look really hard and now have a time to expect it, is just a very stylized letter characters of G and H representing Gloomhaven. The armor itself is a dark black with when you get the right light, you can see this like really like it would be like black orange is like the shade of it. It's like because it's so metallic, you can see the orange, but you're like, God, that's black. But then when you put real black next to it, it's like, oh, it's orange, but it's nothing like a bright orange you might see. So your 3 companions' clothings have changed as well as the rest of the group.
Just to be clear, we might want to clarify any deception that has gotten through us. Obviously, we were sent here, and we didn't really know each other. So, I'm Anifirth. This is my sister Faith. We were in Ashaya. We went to the word of a pirate king to find a diamond. And, well, we wound up where you were, of course. I assume you guys have a similar issue.
That would be a correct assumption.
Are your names still accurate?
My name is still Matthias. We had the same quest. We were in Ashaya when we heard the Pirate King give his little quest, and we took interest in... I think we were the first ones to find it, so if it was a competition, we would have definitely won. But apparently...
Perhaps you could have escaped with us without us taking it from you.
Yeah, well, either way, it's landed us a few countries away, so just have to remember that the next time we're in Ashaya. If he's still there, we'll have to have some words with him.
I'm with you on that. And Anifirth's wearing at this point kind of like a bronzish colored chainmail, and like a helmet that's got bronzish and a light blue trim on it. He's carrying a shield and a flail. Think like Rohirrim kind of attire.
Yes.
Acceptable.
Acceptable.
Yeah, Matthias,
How far up are we right now?
You are probably off the ground hundreds and hundreds of feet. This would be the equivalent of like a high mountaintop.
So probably thousands.
Yeah.
A couple of thousands, probably.
Yeah, because there's clouds below you guys, like that are clipping
so
through.
that's really, really high. Then.
Yeah, you're clipping through. Like the clouds are like almost level, but a little
we
lower.
have reached the build limit.
Where do the clouds? Is that up to 10,000? Where do the clouds go?
Oh shit! Really that high? Huh.
I don't know.
It's
See,
a fantasy
I don't
world!
I gotta be. I know it's my world, but I gotta be careful with like real
dense
world
clouds.
altitudes.
This is
It's
what I'm
fine.
using for perspective.
Yeah.
Most of the high peaks in the Adirondacks are all over 4,000. The tallest one is just under 5,000.
Gotcha.
And they're not to the clouds.
Yeah.
Unless it's like raining, but that doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to accidentally give you a number, and then you guys go like, well, actually, Mount Everest is only 4,000 feet, so you saying it's 8,000 feet is pretty retarded, Reed. So,
Yeah.
I'm letting the imagination fly with it's really tall, and you definitely die if you drop off. But like,
Would it be a far enough drop to kill someone if you were to suplex them from a dimension door height?
It would be way better for that.
All right.
It would be way better than the instance we experienced. That would
both
probably
be
be
dead,
instant death. Well,
Yeah.
somebody had a falling feather
Things
fall.
to keep in mind.
Yeah, who would think of that?
Can we roll this out?
Alright, what's out your calculations? dude?
Back to Matthias.
Once we get 7th level teleport, it sounds like I have problems in my future.
I think you were about to describe yourself.
Right, yeah. No, you're good. I was just gonna say, he actually doesn't look all that much different. He's wearing kind of like some baggy traveler's clothes, fairly common garb. He's got, you guys did see him draw the extremely small crossbow that he has holstered. He kind of keeps it on his hip, kind of underneath his garb, so that it can remain concealed. He's still got that almost white, most like blondish, pretty much all white hair. Fairly neutral tones, just a few pops of blues and yellows on his garb. But he's a fairly common-looking guy.
You know what? I can start sending in the character pictures. I'll send some of the portraits I try to get of you guys, but it doesn't fit on here. So, this is what. If you guys go to the character.
Oh boy!
Pictures. This would be Faith.
Oh, hang on before you submit the next thing.
Dias, you're late. You're first. And then this boy. And I'll submit the other people as I go. I had a different picture than the one I shared with Ryan recently, so I'll share that one that I was going to use instead. And then I have one of Show as well. Once we get there, though.
Wait, so top is Faith, middle is
Matthias, and then
third is Anfirth?
Anfirth, yep.
Okay.
Why is Anfirth so handsome?
I don't know. He's like gazing into my soul, dude.
Oh my god.
When Reed sent me, it's like they're all like beautiful men, and it's just like, well,
dang.
I had to make him less beautiful, and that's what came out. Like, it was an effort.
Wow.
It took hours.
It took hours to make him less beautiful, and he's
still gorgeous.
Oh no, he's hot.
That was the first feedback when I sent Hunter his. It's like way too pretty. I'm just like, Jesus, guys. I'm the only one working hard here, apparently.
The main characters who
Not
nerds
good
embrace
enough.
not good enough.
Two more for me, Reed.
Ugly enough.
He rolled for beauty and got a natural 20. I mean, that's what's gonna happen.
Not ugly enough.
This one! Too beautiful!
Too symmetrical.
There it is. There's the one. Alright. There's still Gianu and Show to introduce themselves, so send the pictures what you do.
I think I mentioned it, but I'll go over it again. But yeah, like, big-ass Goliath dude. He's just wearing, like, regular or like hide or just regular ass pants, and then leather boots, and then he's got a leather armor that's got some like iron in it, but it's that like kind of like the Kratos armor where it's like one shoulder and then the strap that goes across. It's like that, except the shoulder that's covered, it goes all the way down to his wrist. And then the other arm is completely bare except a bracer around the wrist. And then he's got the sword on his back. And he's obviously Goliath tattoos, black around the eyes, and then very light gray eyes. Yeah, that's Ganu.
Ganu the Manu.
Ganu the man. Oh my god.
Oh man!
Missed opportunity.
I need to change his last name real quick.
Screw up my boxes, you're out of my campaign.
So Sho kind of like calls Adrelix back after having him scout the area a little bit. And not that he wasn't listening, but also preoccupied with making sure we're got our bearings right. And you'll see not too dissimilar from what I had described in the first session. Very dark, gem-like skin. Tall, 6'3"-ish. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Dude, that's so cool. That's awesome.
He's got piercings, his eyebrows, and on his nose, I believe, and his ears. Has a lot of beads, like big, kind of like prayer bead looking on the neck, also on the wrists, lots of bangles and beads. Like pretty similar, not too dissimilar to like a lot of Egyptian kind of mythology, and sort of like East Asian, like a lot of just like heavy jewelry. Um, Very well traveled, just based on sort of like the gear and sort of you can see, a few different, parchments of paper maybe sticking out of the sack, and obvious sort of spell book that sort of functions as like a, you know, obviously I'm a nerd, but also sort of like a travel journal in a sense. So and you can see that it's got like like sticky notes and stuff, sort of like notating to certain things. You can see a badge, a crest of the School of Divination, because he studies there. And outside of that, he's just he's got his robes on, colored in. Let me just double check the colors here. He's got these sort of like orangish, tannish robes with like a forest green sort of accent. That's pretty much it. You can see a very, very old, ancient relic of sorts. It looks like some sort of chained weapon. You're not really sure what it is. Certainly not something you've ever seen used. But it's not something you ever saw him utilize in battle. You're not sure if it's a keepsake or just an heirloom or just something he found interest in.
The multi-tool.
It is a multi-tool, yes. So, I think that's about it for show for now.
Remind me, you said you had a familiar?
I do.
Whoa, what was it?
It is a cat with wings.
General.
A cat.
It's a cat with wings.
A
I
cat
can paste.
with wings.
I can paste it in the character images so that you can know what Adrelix looks like.
Do it. Adrelix?
Adrelix?
Yep.
Adorable.
Character images.
Cat with wings. That's cool.
And he's tiny. He's not large or anything like that. It's actually a very, very common thing for wizards to have, to be frank.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. It's kind of like if wizards decided, hey, I think that cat needs wings. You like those are very commonplace at the university for sure.
So they're staring at a cat.
Is your familiar out right now?
Yep.
Yeah, he said he called
I just called him back from scouring the area.
Bailey is ecstatic and immediately runs over and is so excited to see it, and she goes, well, what's its name? Oh my god, it's beautiful.
This is Adrelix.
Adrelix.
He's my traveling companion.
He's wonderful.
And he'll sort of like snuggle up to her and like nuzzle like her cheek with his cute little cat face.
You see her like just utter joy and grin and just elation in this moment, and then you see her catch herself and then go like force it all back, and you're a very talented wizard, and it was wonderful to meet your familiar. As she then recuperates herself and walks back over to Autumn to be like, just as the sun finally hits the trees and you guys are in shadow, she looks towards Autumn and be like, we should probably be making our move soon before it gets completely blackout.
How do we get off of this?
You guys can make a perception check.
I'll look around.
I'll make it as well based on what Adrelix has told me the area.
Mm-hmm.
How
11.
big is this platform that we're on the plateau?
It's probably like 2-3 miles wide.
Okay. It's not like I don't feel like I'm gonna fall off.
No,
no. Healthily, yeah.
Tons of
edge.
room.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I got a 14.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
15.
15 with your history of the area. You would have a sense that there's typically mechanisms for the Ganassi they use to climb the peaks with expediency. There's also long ways around that they have, but oftentimes to prevent any unwanted presences, they make it awfully difficult to get up to their peaks, and then when you're on one of their peaks, if they don't want you there, they make it near impossible for you to have an easy time to get off their peaks. A place that you can clearly see some sort of like ledges and holds and everything is still the bonfire peak in front of you about a couple hours, and you can actually see lots of torches being lit all the way around. Now as night has come, the entire place is light up. It's almost like a beacon, something often you remember, Ganu, that you would see at night. Even from your many miles away, you could see at the capital of the blazing peaks, they would have like this eternal flame they always light at night.
And that's something we could get to?
Yeah, it's like an hour or two walk away. And then you guys would just have to make a little... There's a little gap between this peak and the main peak for defensive purposes, but because it's so high up, you can see like... Once you get there, you can see more.
Yeah.
It's far enough away.
Well, we can make our way to the peak where all the lights are coming up.
Bonfire Peak does seem like the best bet.
Yeah, well, it's the Ganassi stronghold.
Yes, Adrelix did notice that in his flight around the area.
Yeah,
Maybe we
Probably
can
makes
find a way
sense
to.
me.
Maybe we can find a way to send a message out.
Could give a scroll to my friend here, if you like.
That would
Send
be
a message.
a good idea to just give the guards a heads up that we're heading that way so we don't catch them by surprise. Let them know we
To
have
my
somebody.
parents.
Do we need a...
Oh, well, that's
Do we need
yeah, probably a little bit less pressing. if we're being honest.
They're gonna be worried sick why me and Birdie don't return home.
You know, you're absolutely right. If I was in your position, I'm sure that would be something that I was concerned about. But honestly, right now, I'm concerned about not starving to death on this plateau. So I think...
I think they may be more concerned when we don't come home at all.
I mean, I know I get it. I agree that we should move this way. I'm just saying, I would like to find a way to send.
You'll be home as sooner than you know it, and what they don't know won't hurt them. So let's just get up there.
Maybe you don't know our parents then, but
we might be able to find help in civilization.
hey,
Yeah.
Sho, do you
Right now-
believe that they have the ability to teleport or send messages there?
Maybe they have a post office.
Good question. Do I?
Pretty helpful.
You have to find out if it's anything like the places you marketed. Probably.
So it's like an hour up there, so
It's likely.
Let's get moving.
let's just get going. And we
Let's,
can talk
make
on
a
the way if we have to.
So
yeah,
what
we
do you
can
do
make a
about
stretcher.
Autumn?
We can make a stretcher out of the
I'm
canopy
gonna
that
take
we
my
had.
cloak off and wrap her in it,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully that covers it.
Oh, the sun is basically set at this
Okay.
point, so you're good on the light that damaging her now.
Careful.
She's more lucid, but just no energy.
Out of game. Careful, she's gonna fall in love with you, man.
Uh,
You can't be doing shit like that, and this is
Fucking
dangerous.
You got a
one
weapon
good thing,
right
and it's
here.
just like, not again.
This is a big weapon.
Dude,
That's the thing you can't
just be
roll
like,
for.
You can't be swinging that thing around.
It's too beautiful.
we could probably make a stretcher out of the canopy that we had.
Yeah,
been
so
talking about.
since I kind of know the area, I can kind of try to lead the way.
Sure. As your group walks, there's plenty of time to reflect, and LeBlanc looks to all of you, and he goes, what is all your names? I'm sorry, I was a little bit lost in all this. I feel like we haven't introduced ourselves properly this time around.
I'm Faith. This is my brother Annafirth.
Annafirth.
I'm Matthias.
Matthias. Oh, so the names stayed true.
Yeah,
That seems weird.
Ganu. Names were the same.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm Jacques.
Oh. Not LeBlanc.
No,
That is different.
That was the name the witch gave me for quite a while ago. I thank you for freeing me. It is.
When was it that she took you?
I don't know. What is today's day?
I recite the day that I was taken, or that I transported.
Right. So you recite that day. I have it. I don't need to tell you guys it. You see LeBlanc go. Oof. Oof. He slows down. You see him hunch over, grabbing both sides of his waist and just taking deep breaths. It would seem I've missed many birthdays. Somewhere around 380 years or so.
Oh.
Oh.
Look amazing for 380.
Oh, very kind. It's the old elf heritage, you know. Ooh. I wonder if I'm older, though. I feel nearly the same age as I once was. For so much time to have passed is... Wow, that's...
Time was definitely weird there, because it felt like we were there for how long? 2 years?
2 years.
It was only a couple days.
Yeah. It felt like
So
I was
time-
only there for a few minutes, but it was hundreds of years.
Time was weird, so who knows?
Truly chaotic. All right.
Jacques. That's like the hardest name to spell ever.
Jacques Valjean. All right. As you guys make your way toward the peak, did you guys still want to do that plan with sending Cho's familiar, or no?
I mean, I think it would be a good idea to give them unnoticed, so that way we don't sneak up on them in the middle of the night with an injured person.
With my familiarity with these folk, do I know how they would prefer?
Make a history check. See if you can recall. Of the limited interactions you had with them,
I haven't had
remembering which
many.
custom goes to which elemental Ganassi family can be quite confusing.
I make that check too.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Nice.
21.
21.
Okay,
All right.
that's good. Wait. I'm not even gonna say my name worth it. It's like below 5.
All right. So Ganu,
This is very much my little house.
Ganu thinks, recalls this is a Ganassi family that I believe loves surprises. And
Yeah, just walk in.
they're
They'll
all
love it.
about that excitement of a brand new face and an unexpected visitor. But as Ginu shares this, a jog shows memory that was definitely related to the air Ganassi, not so much the fire Ganassi, who always like some form of a heads up, and that's where they normally use fire and lights all the time. They'll carry a lighter or use magic to show a flame at a distance, and they communicate often through the equivalent of Morse code in this world and through sign language. a wordless language through fire, oftentimes. And when there's no fire available, or people are being, as they would put it, wimps, and aren't allowed to use fire in certain locations, then the typical greeting would be a loud shout, announcing your presence and greeting them with along like a sense of like a fire. I can't get the word, not synonym, but it's it might be, but it's always like a blazing. It opens up the dialogue where it's like a blazing evening, an amberish night, like those type of words. Yes, my world building is just Avatar: The Last Airbender in disguise. You've gotten me again. Anytime elements come up, now I understand every author ever. So you mean Avatar? You do know there have been other elemental stories before and after Avatar: The Last Airbender, but none of them were good. Including more Avatar stories. I do not like that Korra stuff. I did. It's fine.
So...
Yeah.
I assume these Ganassi people speak and converse in Primordial?
They do, and oftentimes common. Many of them have to as well.
Is
they had to adapt.
Is there a written language of that?
Of Primordial?
Mm-hmm.
I would say
typically a lot of it is more like gestures and sort of like sounds.
I would say there is not a complete alphabet, and there are dialects.
Okay.
To Primordial. But there is some written communications because it would get really hard and to run a society that way. And also they have ledgers and shit that they want to keep from normal dirtbags from.
All right, so I would like to compose this message in common, but include as many customary primordial phrases that make sense. Like maybe like the greeting and like the like when you're writing a letter, like hello, and like the conclusion.
Yes.
Just sort of going over the fact that we have, how many of us are there? There's 8 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right. That's great.
And just saying, hey, there's 8 of us. You know, we're seeking refuge for the night. We'll be there in. How long is it supposed to take? Like an hour and a half?
About an hour now at this point. Halfway through, I checked in with you if you still wanted to do this. I didn't want to blow past.
And just say, you know, hey, we'll be there. We'll be there in. Well, but how long will it take Agilex to get there? Is the question.
About an hour.
Okay.
You're halfway, so you took about an hour to go because you're also at a slower rate because you have an injured ally, and then it'll take you about an hour to get the last half.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, just giving them the details of when we will arrive, saying we have 8 folks, that's, a bit injured, and we're just looking to find some lodging and a place to stay for the night.
All right.
And as we are walking, I would like to try and teach those who are willing to listen as much as I know about Ganassi cultural norms and greetings, just so that we can present as like as respectfully as possible at the gates.
Yeah. So, give me a history check.
Sure. 16.
Sure. So Sho, while walking, writes this letter and then is able to rip it out of his journal, folds it elegantly and dexterously, and hands it off to his familiar, which flies off ahead. While it flies off ahead with the letter, he begins explaining to you some of his experiences inside Rumble and the general interactions with Ganassi. Each Ganassi has different types of formalities and interactions. Of the most formal would be the Earth Ganassi, as they have the sovereign rule over the capital of Rumble. and the least would be the air ganassi, which are some of the most easygoing folks of the land. Ice tends to be more frigid. The stereotypes with elements are a little closer in this world. In my own book, nowhere close, but in this one, you can stick to those sort of stereotypes to help guide general ideas for interaction with Ganassi. All the Ganassi in here have a distinct love of adventure, and at any opportunity for adventure or new experiences, they will jump at that. One thing that is massively taboo in all these cultures is the idea of trying to tell someone what they can or can't do. If you, even though you might find it offensive and you might find it unsafe for you, there's a way around that is part of the cultural experience. Because he rolled high enough, the idea of like the interaction would go is like something along the lines of like, I want to fight you. And you would go something along the lines of like, oh, but I don't want to have that experience tonight. I much prefer to have an experience of a calming, relaxing night. And that would be acceptable instead of, oh, I don't want to fight. To them, that is a great insult. That's the nuance of the cultures of it's all about on to the next experience and not shutting down. And it's more or less a challenge of sorts. They'll put out a challenge. Do you want an experience? And if you retort to that experience with another experience, then it's up to them to determine how the conversation furthers, and same to you. It's more of a back and forth depending on who you're dealing with. And there's something you're forgetting, Sho, but you can't remember with that roll.
Can't know it all.
All right. As the group finally approaches that edge, you now see a bunch of torches there, and as you get closer and closer, you can keep hearing this ah, ah, ah. And once you finally get real close to it, you finally hear ah, and then like a big smack of flesh, and you hear I heard ya, and jumping down to each of the peaks out of the wall, there is a fire ganassi. You can actually see their eyes glow with a orange in the dark, and their hair itself is a very dim but flowing fire underneath as it looks squatting down, and it has the letter in its hand and looks towards your entire group right now, holding another torch. He tosses that one towards you. There's fire behind him, but tosses it toward the ground, so then it really illuminates your group as he looks down to you all and goes, which one of you knows primordial? In common.
Just raise my hand.
As he does that, I just want to reach down and pick up the torch and just kind of like step out of the way to like better show where Sho is and like let him walk up.
Okay, and right now, so you're at a difference of about like 15 feet in elevation where he's like crouching right now, so he's squatting, looking down on the extended rock that's just like, think of a rock cylinder that's just pegged into the side of the peak, but it's thick. It's really, really thick. And you can see that the edges of it aren't as spherical as it once looked when you were far away. Kind of looks flattish, but it's clearly, again, another test of dexterity and such. As he looks towards you two, right, you know the words, but what do I make of you, huh? What means you with our great capital city? Who wants entry into Sunspot?
Hey, we would. It'd be greatly apprted.
Do you speak primordial?
I don't.
So you have no idea what he was just saying.
Primordial?
Yes,
okay.
to the other two. So good try.
Yeah.
Ganu and Sho.
Yep. Well, I'm Ganu. I'm actually from over on the in the Ethereum Forest in Crow Ridge. I'm with the Aquila tribe. There.
Boring people,
Hey,
but not bad.
I'm trying to get her out more now.
One of the more fun ones. All right. See any new experiences in the world?
Oh yeah, I was just in Ashaya, and we ran into a magic crystal that brought us to a wizard or witch, and then she teleported us here.
You do get out. Big old forest man seeing the world.
That's the idea.
That warms my heart.
And these were other folks that were with the that got captured by the witch and then teleported here.
Well, you may seem trustworthy, Ganu, but don't like the faces of many of your comrades here.
Oh.
A lot of foreigners, a lot of untrustworthy faces here. And you said you have an injured one with you. Resources are hard to come by in the high peaks. That's gonna be costly. Do you have the coin?
We have. I mean, I have like probably a couple of gold coins, but we have some coin between us, but I don't expect we'll stay long. Like I said, we were displaced, so we're trying to get some of these folk home. So we're gonna just need somewhere to crash for the night, and then we'll be on our way to get home.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh, I'm pretty sure I'm not good at these.
Dude, saying no way.
Persuasion. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I rolled a 9, but it's an 8.
Even better.
Wow.
His like forearms and hands are just resting on his knees in this squat, and he turns his head towards the lot of you and goes, in broken common, "What say you the rest?"
We just need a place to stay the night.
We won't ask you for any resources or anything, and anything we do take, of course, we pay you. And of course, if you have anything for us to do, we'd be willing to do that if
We're
it's
just
an
a bit
exchange.
far from home.
Aren't we all far from home?
Not gonna lie, it seems like you're pretty close to your home.
There's always a truer place where we all belong. This might be a place here, but this isn't our home.
I can understand that feeling.
I like your suggestion at work. Work is always good. We always need helping hands here.
Do you have any ability to communicate or transport? We're looking to find our own home. So, after the work, perhaps we could arrange something.
Certainly.
Of course, that could be for the later time, but...
Yeah, how
for now.
about we do this? I think you lot seem well. If you pass the judgment and you gain entry into the city, then you'll gain entry into everything sunburst. Is that what I called it?
I think so, yeah.
I
believe so. Why is it not bolded in my cheat sheet?
That was Sunspot.
Sunspot, that's why I knew it didn't sound right. Sunspot. Yeah, it's Sunspot. It was up the page. You guys pass everything, then you Sunspot's at your disposal. You got no business with any of the other Ganassi families, do ye?
I can speak on my own behalf. No. As far as a collective, as a group, certainly not. Don't have specifics on every person. You can ask if you wish, but as a group, our only goal is to stay safe. Currently.
Well, we'll see how Steve Frumble keeps you. He then throws down a rope ladder and then begins hop-stepping up the different pillars. And as you see him start hopping up those pillars, above him, there's a bunch of rocks that you didn't notice in this process, like that put themselves back into place as there was multiple eyes and people behind slits watching or possibly aiming with weapons at you guys.
That's terrifying.
I don't know. I thought that went pretty well.
Well enough, I suppose. I mean, it could have been much worse.
Oh, yeah, it could.
So, Ganyu, do you want to go first? I'll, if you know the language, perhaps it's good.
I would love to go first, unless Show wanted to go.
I'm not a first goer much kind of guy.
Okay, I'll go first.
As Gano just starts excitedly going up the ladder and oh, look at this shit jumping 1-to-1. Who's gonna help your injured colleague get all the way up?
I'll help her.
I'll help as well.
Okay. Go ahead and give me athletic checks to like be aiding and getting Autumn all the way up.
Can I give you advantage?
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 22, so
Yeah. So
advantage is also a 22.
So Anferth, you end up putting Autumn onto your back, and then Faith is helping you keep it stable in case as you're going up. And like if you move a little too far one way, Faith is able to push her and make sure everything stays in place. As you guys are able to go from peak to peak, all the way around, which takes a good like 45 seconds, just enough where you're like, as you're curving around the base, starting to worry, did he leave us out here? Like, does this go forever? Like, I don't know how confident I am anymore going. Like, there's a strong confidence at first, but all of a sudden it's like, this goes so long. We're really high up and there is no nets. There is nothing keeping me from falling to my death. And just as that fear starts to peak, you can see the opening of the wall into the peak and into one of the burrows, into a shaft where the individual is waiting inside there. Plenty of flames, torches lighting the room. You can actually see what looks to be a clockwork lift of sorts, and on the walls is an emblazed symbol of a sun with a like slash through diagonally through it, the emblem of Sunspot. There are banners all throughout, which are all these reds and oranges. As the individual is sitting, arms crossed against the wall, as all of you make it inside, he nods and goes, "Name's Kiln. You guys do your best out there. You kind of look like a fun lot, so up you go." As he gestures toward the escalator.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll just kind of follow along behind Anferth.
As the 8 of you get onto the elevator, you can see Autumn finally is like awake and she thanks you and goes like, "Thank you, Anferth. I got it." And she stands up and stabilizes herself a bit, though she's still awfully weak. Bailey's sort of just nodding toward Jacques as the two of them are kind of holding her up straight as all of you get on the clockwork elevator, or lift rather, and you can see Kiln just waving as all of a sudden without you guys pressing anything, as soon as you get on, it gets pulled all the way up. You can feel your stomach surging up into your throats as you go high and faster than you would have wanted to. And somehow you travel even higher into the highest depths of the peak. And finally, just as a dizziness starts to come over the group, it stops with a jolt, and the entire group finds themselves facing against a solid wall, the direction you were just facing Kiln. As you turn around, you then see inside this area where there is a throne at the opposite side of where you're sitting, a long red carpet, and you can see all sorts all against the walls and all these like high-rise rock, like it's been chiseled out, so it's about 8 or 9 feet off the ground, and there's all sorts of different staggered seating all the way throughout the sides where all different fire ganassi are looking at your group. And you can see sitting on the throne a large fire ganassi just looking down at your group.
Just gonna whisper to Show, like really quietly. Is it customary for us to greet first, or should we wait for them to greet us?
Are you muted, Justin?
Do I know that, Dion?
You can make a history check.
15.
15. Yeah, you typically wait. You've already made your introduction, so
We're
now...
supposed to wait.
Aye, yes.
And you wait. As you see Bailey start to get a little antsy, and she leans in, being like, "Are we doing something wrong?" To you, Show.
Just give her a shush.
You can see...
I'll just kind of grab Bailey's hand and kind of slowly pull her towards the back of the group, just like so we're shielded behind everyone.
You seem to know our ways. You seem to know our customs. You come not in the dead of night. It's too good. This is an experience I am not used to.
I have traveled far. Can I ask her name?
They call me Alablaze.
I am Sho. Sho, but they call me Sho for short.
Warm suns to you, Show. You guys are shouting right now.
Yeah.
It is a long distance. There's a thaumaturgy being used for him, but you guys are just shouting back towards him, and everyone's just really chill about this.
Yep. Probably extremely jarring to those who are not acquainted. Yes, I have been to Rumble, albeit not the Fire Ganassi area of things.
Approach. As he then gestures for you guys to approach this extremely long hallway. As you're walking, everybody can give me history checks to see if the name Alablaze means anything to you.
Alablaze.
Matthias would have advantage.
Ooh.
14.
Okay.
13.
18 for Gianu.
14.
13.
13, 14. Show, what do you got?
Another 14.
14. No.
Did everyone roll a 14?
No.
Yeah, roll a 9. What are you gonna do?
Alablaze does not ring a bell to you. as you guys approach the throne, you can see this hulking figure with a plethora of piercings, and all over him are tattoos, all in some shape or form of fire or resembling that of fire. He wears no shirt but has a bottom. His belt itself is this beautiful golden weave of all these different fires inlaid onto one another and etched in. He has a nose piercing, eyebrow piercing, ears piercing. You see beautiful
He's copying my swag.
What the heck? Too bad. These are your people. He has long chains that go down, each of them having different versions of a sun or fire on them. Each on his hand, there are a bunch of different rings, each of them gold with red jewels encrusted over on each of those. He's got I'd say thickish beard, but it's not super duper long, but it's not super filled out either, but it's not patchy. It's just he's got like a very, I don't know, it's not so much generic, but it's like it's in this stage that's hard to discern and pin down like what he's going for per se. His hair itself is bald all the way up top, and both his eyes are a bright red blaze to them. As you can see, almost like this excited glow. He's got these glistening white teeth, and he is yoked out of his mind. Like, this man is thick. He's dark-skinned. It would be a very deep brown, almost to a burgundy, a lot of the Fire Ganassi themselves, but he would be more on the black-brown side than the red burgundy side. His tattoos himself are all colored black and they glisten. He's absolutely got that, like, did you just get out of the shower, bro? What's going on? Or are you just that hot and sweating? As you walk through here, there was all these pedestals filled with torches and firelight, as well as razors. Yes. I'm not the only one that does that. I caught people on Door and Forge doing it, so I don't feel bad anymore, but I gotta think real hard. Filled with fire all the way throughout. As he sits on his throne, you can tell there's this charisma to him. There is this complete sense of control and how relaxed he is inside here, and a fair and faint interest in your group. All right. Continue with what you were saying.
As I was saying, I've been to Rumble. Not the Fire Ganassi realm, but Earth, as you can see.
Yeah.
Piqued my interest, and I like to indulge in all different cultures, as is my pastime and my passion. So,
and he stops you for a second, and he snaps, and about 4 or 5 Fire Ganassi all come up to you and just start putting their hands in your pockets and searching you. What are you doing?
This is normal, right?
No, not really, but not like...
I mean, I don't have any reason to stop him. It's not like I have anything weird.
Yeah, it's not like he's threatening your life, but clear distrust just occurred.
You were randomly selected for a pat down.
I was. I really was.
And you see, as they pat you down and back off in Primordial, both Gandu and Sho here, nothing on him. And you see him go, Rakanasi, we don't have good history.
Yes, I'm quite aware. But I am not just Ganassi, I am also human.
Oh, now I see where your reason comes from.
So, yeah, I study at the college in All-Star. And,
Worldly man.
yes, I have traveled many a place, as I said.
We don't get too far outside the borders.
No.
No.
So,
What comes here, we tend to be the center of our own worlds all too often. But you
so
come
it's our
here
story.
looking for aid and transportation.
In a way, yes. We stumbled upon this area by chance, really. I'm not sure if the story's been recounted, but we were teleported here.
Then teleport away.
Not on our own accord, unfortunately.
Oh, magic folk and type alone.
Yes.
Well, nothing
we
for
are
nothing.
simply
You need
looking for lodging.
services and lodging.
Indeed.
I'm looking for entertainment. You entertain.
What sort?
You entertain me. You're welcome to my city.
What sort of entertainment are you looking for?
The one that's, of course, a new experience for all of us.
Sure, we can provide some of that.
Then we are agreed.
I lean over to Show and I'm like, what? He seems to be in a good mood. Oh, what's going on?
You see him smash his hand to the side, and as he slams on his throne, the clockwork plate you guys were all standing on, you did not realize, falls, and you find yourself in just this whirlwind back at the back of the room. As you all stand there, he goes, gets up from the throne and starts stretching, and he goes, you familiar with red fire, blue fire, yes?
I just looking at her.
And he goes, your injured friends, they take them out of this. They won't make it. You see the other ones grab the other group, the three of the other group. Well, first they tried to take Autumn, and the other two are like, wait. And Billy's like, hey, no, don't. We're all in this together now. And then immediately they all start getting ripped to the side, and it's just the five of you. And he goes, okay, well, fair chance. As he gets off the throne, you see him snapping his hands, and you see like fire forming inside him, and you just see him go, and a fireball goes out towards this room and just explodes on one of the banisters as it collapses, and he goes, good, right.
Warm up the arm.
Here we go. If I call out red fire, I'll turn around, and if I see you moving, I'll blast you. If I call out blue fire, my back is away from you. You move forward. Whoever can get back to the throne before you get incinerated, you're welcome to my city. I need everyone to roll initiative, which is just me.
Oh God.
Awesome.
Fun.
Topical.
This is.
I'm a fan of this guy. I like his style.
Oh yeah, you like that? Murderous games? Yes.
Yes.
Let's see.
Entertain me and you live.
I'm gonna position myself directly behind Edinburgh.
I appreciate that.
Alright.
Actually, though.
So let's do. I need to change the music. Now let me make sure all the audio is working here. Oh, really? Is the cameras are not feeling it tonight? You guys just want to do your own thing? Feel tired? Cameras are like, nah, I'm good, boss. Well, I'm gonna try restarting OBS real quick. Oh well, we got the end of it.
I'm gonna slide like I'm trying to get to second base with my feet first.
Okay. Again.
I'm doing the exact same thing as Faith trying to win.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I'm 100% like stepping on Ganu's head and using that as a springboard.
So Super Smash Brothers Melee when Luigi
I'm
comes in.
footstooling him. Oh
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful. All of you guys crossed the finish line of now in this recording. We missed a very fun session of red light, green light. As we went through red fire, blue fire, and through the throne of Alablaze. The group is all still up, and as you cross the finish line, he turns. You see all the fire immediately dims inside here. The wall of fire ends as he sees you right in front of him. As he towers over you, because you were what, like 5'10", 5'9"?
Like 5'10", yeah.
5'10". He's standing a unhealthy like 7'8", 7'9" as well. He is, but he's also super wide.
Even.
Yeah, you're like, we're even, but there's like 3 of you to his one width.
Yeah.
And as he looks down to you and he goes, that is a clever trick. You're welcome to my city, all of you. Thank you for indulging me with this new experience. It was a fun one nonetheless. Sizzle! Show them the place.
I put my hand out for a handshake.
He grips
the customary
it
bow.
with fervent excitement and gives you that look in his eyes of just like, he loves the forwardness. He loves the excitement, but there is a look of extreme danger, especially using ice magic around him, that he gives you this look of like, I'm giving you respect, but like,
Stay in line.
almost like challenge you, like, I kind of want to see if you really think you can, huh? You really want to try that? I would love for you to try that. Please try that.
I'll give him the customary bow.
Yes. As he does that, you see he returns the customary bow to after he releases Anfirth, and he's like, okay, get off my throne. He looks to the rest of you and gives you a bow with a big smile, and he goes, oh, towel! And they give him a towel as he starts toweling off all the sweat from all this. This was so exciting. I did not expect a new one of these today. Much better than the old. Okay. I'm gonna go change the music and head back. So let's go back here. As Sizzle approaches you guys, we will take a short break.
She was so good for so long.
Let's go back over here. All right, so Sizzle, she's about 5 feet tall, but again, built like a boulder. She is ripped and yoked out of her mind, and she is also a fire ganassi. She has very similar piercings to what you saw on Alablaze. She has the same pants, golden belt, symbology. She is wearing like, not quite, like, far more than a bikini. It's not like sexualized or anything like that, but it's not heavy clothing. She has like a crop top. Is that what they call it? Croc top? Where it shows the midriff?
Crop top.
Crop
As
top.
in, like,
It
they
is
cut
crop.
it.
Oh yeah,
Crop.
cropping. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
like
fine.
cropping a photo.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was getting them
You
confused
cut it.
with Crocs, the shoes, for some reason.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know if that was also a stylish
So
shirt.
that's like a crop top with a bunch of holes in it.
Holes in it,
Yeah.
yeah.
No. That's back to the.
And it's made
no.
out of. Never mind.
So, all right then. Now we're leaving. So, it's all that with reds and oranges. Her skin itself looks more, though, closer to what you see on Shoal, where it looks more rockish, and you can see like almost a marbling effect of like glowing fire veins around her, like you would see for ore veins. And there's a bit of like a crack right by her eye where you can see like tons of those like ore veins. It looks like how she scars in particular. It scars. With these veins, these fiery ore veins.
These guys are cool.
as she looks to you lot, she gives a smile, and she's like, all right then. So you made quite an impression. So let's get you settled. Surviving that, get you entry into the city, and I'll cover your housing tonight because I'm impressed with you. Normally, we have to save 3 or 4 of them anytime somebody comes through, but none of you lot went down. That's pretty impressive.
Barely a scratch.
As you guys go into yet another elevator, this lift then pulled you guys down quite a ways from where you were, and hits with a jump again, and this time it opens up into this almost like the hollowed out center of the peak, and there is this massive castle inside there, but it doesn't look, it's a very eastern looking castle. Think more along the structures of what you would see in an Iran or an Iraq before the bombs. And then you have bazaars and plazas, and everything seems to be made out of the rock itself too. There are some wood buildings, but very few. There are next to no metal-looking buildings. Of those, the clockwork wouldn't stand out, but everything else seems to be all the excess stone they use to carve out inside here. Most of the buildings are made out of. She takes you over to one of the taverns that is called the Blaze Tavern. And inside there, she comes in, and you can see a whole bunch of people having all sorts of excitement. I probably should change the music to a little more.
On our way over there,
yeah.
I was going to say to Matthias, I'm going to pull my shield up and look at the scorch mark on it and say, you know, you're going to have to pay me back for polishing that out.
You know, honestly, I'll just give you the money right now. How much you fucking take it, man?
Like,
you saved my butt.
It's just
I throw like 4 gold at you.
I throw it back at you.
You catch it and throw it right back at him.
Alright, well, fine. Works for me. I get to save the money and save my skin. Well, I definitely won't forget about that. I do genuinely appreciate it.
Anytime, really. Just, if you're ever in danger, get close.
Oh, I will. Believe me.
I am not finding good music for this.
Did we reunite with our other companions?
Oh, yes, they did bring them too. They are unharmed and fine. As they come up, you see Bailey look at your group, and she's like, you guys are legit? You're like, not at all what I thought. And you see Jacques look to your group, and he's like, I think we're the lucky ones to have found you instead of the other way around. And you see Autumn nods towards the group. She's just like, this is interesting. But I kind of really need blood, so
are you particular about the type of blood, or if we just get you an animal, will that work?
And animals work just fine, but okay. Normally back home, what we do is we normally use donated blood, or we use donated animal blood. We don't actually want to, well, some of us use blood because then, you know, the whole effects of vampirism and all that when you draw blood the other way.
So if I were to go to the market and buy an animal for you, would that suffice?
Do you have any medical equipment so that we could draw blood from the animal?
Well, I have a knife, and I'm sure we could find a bowl.
I mean, could just
I just look at him.
Same. Just
If it's a chicken, don't worry about it.
It's a bit crude.
Okay, well...
I don't think that's what she was implying.
I don't either.
I mean, couldn't she just bite it?
Yes.
She's right in front of you, you know.
It will. If I bite it,
She's tired. I don't want to.
It'll turn.
Even like a chicken?
Even a chicken.
I mean, couldn't we just kill it?
There are chicken vampires. All of you can roll for fear.
I have advantage rolling against fear.
Ew, undead chickens? Weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Anything in this world, just about, can become undead or maddened. Everything can become maddened.
Ew.
That's
But
exciting.
most things can become undead.
Yes. Obviously, that might not be perfect, but I think that is a suitable
I mean, you could
situation.
hang it up and let the blood draw out like a butcher would.
I think that's gonna be the most reasonable way.
I think that's probably the best idea as well.
Yeah.
Sho, would you mind coming with me so that we can find a market and I can not get myself killed by saying the wrong thing? Much appreciated.
Alright.
Yeah, before you go, Matthias, Faith, he looks a little banged up. You ought to help him.
Yeah, okay. I'll put my hand on your shoulder and I'll put a cure wounds into you.
Oh, I really appreciate that. I didn't even notice. My rib was sticking out of my body this whole time.
As you can
And
see, a
that's 12.
gigantic burn first
Oh, that's
degree
wonderful.
on you. He had absolutely no remorse about burning you guys to high hell.
I'm back to full, thank you.
As you guys get in there, you can see Sizzle gives a look to the barkeep, and the barkeep goes like, "Fresh blood, huh? Interesting lot there. They brought their own peaks with them, huh?" And you see a bunch of people at the bar going like, "Oh, it's because one of them is tiny and they get bigger," and the other's like, "Give me your money," as he's reaching into his pocket, and the other one slaps the hand away. The place is pretty well packed, and people are shouting and playing games and fighting with one another as she goes, "The rooms on the Syndicate tonight." And you see he goes, "Put it on your tab," as he lines that in there. And she goes, "Right, you guys are the newbies, all right? You're in the city. Anything you want, you can take, but be ready for somebody to take it back. If you want to have something, it costs something. Whether it's a favor, whether it's coin, or whether it's some kind of service. Don't do anything stupid, and for God's sakes, do not mess with anything that the Syndicate is doing. If you do anything, it'll be a last night inside not only the city, but this world. Sleep well." As she
You
leaves.
noted.
Faith is I'm just wide eyes. Like, what did we get ourselves into?
And you
I'll put
see a
my hand
bunch
on
of
her
people
shoulder just to
immediately
calm her
at the
nerves.
table to the right of you being like, "Hey, you want to deal them in? What do you got? You got fresh coin? Come here, come on in." The place is swamped with fire ganassi, and there are 2 orcs sitting at this table dealed in, and one more orc towards the far back. And then there seems to be a group of what appear to be robed figures, ominously, inside a corner in the very back that people are giving a little distance to, but all of them seem to have a very different drink compared to the rest of the group. And as they look to you guys, do any of you join as they're like pulling up chairs and like, hey, come on down?
I'm just gonna very, very pointedly like turn away and go straight
too
for
good.
a room.
The pretty one doesn't like ganassi, huh? Oh, might have a bunch of racists on our hands.
I'm just gonna give him a look like,
Yeah, we're at the ganassi in the group. Absolutely. You can clearly see these are very drunk patrons that are jawing at you, doing their very best to try and get you in their game. Does anybody want to join?
What does it look like they're doing?
They are
yeah, what's the
playing,
game?
I would say, a game of dice, and it is the classic game of trying to roll higher dice than your opponent, and then whoever rolls the highest dice.
We're playing rollies.
They,
I will
they take the
helicopter brother, make sure Faith gets to her room, and then I'll join.
All right.
I'll do the same.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a drink and then join.
All right. They
I'll
they gave you 2 rooms. So like since it was covered, the barkeep's like, all right, so you get the special treatment. You get 2 rooms instead of everybody getting their own special room.
Whatever's local.
I will go up to one of the rooms and I'm gonna spend just like an hour trying to calm myself down.
All right. Well, in the room, you still have Autumn waiting there for the chicken blood, who is just sort of.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Sure, do you think we should probably take care of the market venture first, and then we can seek this new and exciting experience?
Yeah.
Gambling with these highly sophisticated individuals.
You don't have to praise them, but
Hey, he
yeah,
I can take
sophisticated.
I like him.
I can take a shopping list.
Oh, I was going to go with you. You don't have to do it.
Oh, we can go together. I'm just saying for the rest of our friends.
Right, that's a good idea. I was focused on the chicken. It's smart. We
Right.
should probably stock up. We do have a
You
bit of a journey
see,
ahead of us.
Jacques during the exchange prior, and then going up to the room with Faith and Autumn, goes like, I don't partake in these type of games. I'm got a code of sorts, so please don't mind me. As he goes up the stairs with Autumn, and you see Bailey like super unsure, and she's like, I'm staying with you guys. I am whatever you're doing, I'm doing.
Works for me. Just don't get in the way.
Bailey, you can either come shopping with us, or you can hang here with Annifirth and Ganu.
I will, as she looks at the table and you can see the ones. She then looks back to you guys and she's like, I'll come shopping with you. I gotta see this city for myself. They say it's so great. All right.
Indeed.
So you guys leave out the door as Ganu and Annifirth comes back down. They go, sit down. All right. As he takes a whole big swig and another one pulls up a chair.
Hey.
You want a drink first? I was gonna grab one.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome.
Just a copper piece for a drink here.
I'm so jealous.
As they bring over drinks to you guys on the table, you can see the servers giving you winks and stuff like that all the way around, flirting with you for higher tips. And you see at the table, you have 2 fire ganassi and 2 orcs sitting at this table as you guys fill out the full 6. And they go, all right. You know how this goes. Highest dice roll wins. Put in your bet.
Of course.
Put in your bet. Minimum bet is 5 silver.
5 silver. I've never played this game, but just put 5 silver.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, we got a virgin here. As they all start getting excited around. Never played the game, and it's less about that you haven't played the game, but or you're about to have a new experience, and people just start crowding the table, and they're like, oh, and they start banging around and chanting a bit as they see that you're about to have your first game of high roll.
I'll put 1 gold down.
You see everybody else going, oh! As they go, they're high spenders, boys! All right. So each of you take your dice. If you want to play straight up, just roll your dice, and the highest one will win. Tie, split the pot. They each put in
Which
5
die are we rolling?
silver. A d20.
D20.
But of course.
I use this fancy purple die.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's what I used.
Okay.
I rolled a 17.
All right.
So did I.
Oh!
Whoa!
No one
On
rolled
the
higher than a
same
16.
dice, no less.
So the 2 of you come in your first game, and that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 silver and 1 gold piece. That's what you're going to split that pop. So 35 gold, 35 silver split between Danu and Annifirth to start. As all of them go, oh, never! And they start cheering, they explode all the way around. It's like, oh, never! And the people lose it in here because of the specialty of this being a first experience and then having something like that. And then you see them all going back and forth. It's like, this is why you always watch. You ever always watch the first time. Yeah! As they're just getting amped off one another. You can see like their hairs are even starting to glow and pop up higher. The torches inside here just get even brighter. And you can see the barkeep take one of the really metal drink cans they have, and there's like a metal like I would say, oh fuck, what do they call that? It's like a coaster, but it's built into the table, and he starts banging on it. You can see both have been banged on to shit. It's completely eroded the bottom of the cup and the top of it, as this is a commonality to bang on top of the tavern's table, and the excitement as you hear a lot of other people take their cups and you hear as you guys get the first hand, and they go, oh man, we don't got much left after that. Okay, minimum bet. As it gets to the next person, the minimum bet changes depending on who it is, and he goes, two silver pieces, 2 silver. As you can tell, some of them are already hurting pretty bad as they put in 2 silver pieces. It is always a winner-take-all pot.
I'll put in the 2 silver. Ganyu, I think it's only fair if we split that. You get 15 and I get 20. I put a gold down last time.
I was gonna suggest that actually, so absolutely.
Oh, look at this. No fight, no nothing, even talking.
Good guy, Ganyu. That guy again.
Wow.
It's 2 is the bet, right?
Yeah.
2, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm putting that in.
Okay, go ahead
Oh, you're
and roll.
gonna clobber these fools. Oh, did Adrelix come back to me, by the way?
Who did?
Did Adrelix come back to me?
Oh, yes, he did during all this. Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
He came back when you were talking with the guy. I forgot to tell you that. Because the guy had your letter.
Him.
And
Yeah,
everything.
I would have instructed him to stay at the bar, actually.
Okay.
So he's likely perched on either Ganyu or Annifrith's shoulder right now,
Oh, neat.
actually watching the game.
All right.
I'll ask him about it later.
Yeah, you can tell again whenever your familiar shows up, Bailey just this lightning goes through her of excitement that she has to control, and she like pushes down. Okay. So what did you guys roll?
I didn't roll
12 this time.
12. All right. Ganu?
16.
16. Well, you see all of you as you do your rolls, and everyone's like, ah! The first guy rolls a 1. The next guy's like, oh, better luck next time. And he rolls a 2. Ah! As these are my rolls. And you see the next guy rolls, he gets a 7. And then the last one goes, and as it twisting and turning, bounces off the 1 and stops at an 18, and you can see him go, oh, this is the comeback train, boys. And so
Hey,
he'll
good
take
for
the
you.
pot.
You were down to your last penny.
You see him, all right. Didn't know this lot was so judgmental, but all right. All right, next round on me for everyone here. And the guy's like, so you're back down to 2 silvers. He just lost his entire round as you guys are all brought a fresh round. As you see him with his 2 silvers.
Ganu is totally trying to join in with like the cheering and the banging, like he wants to be a part of it.
Absolutely. So as round 2 ends, Sho and Matthias and Bailey are out into the walkway of the city. It's strange. There is like a light, and you can see the moon is actually coming through a hole up top in what appears to be there's a clockwork ceiling that moves, or cover that moves and opens on this peak, and it's allowing the natural moonlight in, and there's all sorts of like birds and such up there, and you can actually even see greenery and vines dripping down into the top of this peak here from where you guys can see. The bazaars and the city of Sunburst is open to you guys. What do you want to do?
We gotta buy a chicken. That's the first thing.
Did we make a list before we went in?
Surely
you asked to do so.
I did ask. I'm just
so you can
curious
make
if anyone has
it
input.
now, yeah, before you guys were
Yeah.
going out, so you could talk about that.
So, what supplies do you guys think?
I'd like to stock up on maybe some healing potions. Seems to be important for our endeavor. And maybe few components for myself. Maybe some inks, magical papers.
All right. Anything else?
That was purely selfish.
Yeah. Seems like it's just the show.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably got some rations.
I can get a trinket or two. Faith, maybe like a hair clip or something. I don't know.
I went up to the room, so unless
Yeah.
you came up to the room to ask me.
No, I think he's just talking.
I'm curious, like,
Okay.
who is a part of this conversation?
This is before we went out. This is
okay,
like
it is.
this is like half retconning because I said
true.
before, like, hey, do we want to make a
know.
list before we go out? So
All right, then say the whole group before you
Just-
guys
just
all broke
chime
up.
in.
He was
Before
coming.
everybody
out.
split, yeah.
just chime in
Before we started playing and
Yes.
Faith left.
Yes. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's not so much
once-
retconning, which is flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despise.
Once what's her face? Autumn said, "Hey, I need some pig's blood or I'm gonna fucking die."
Yep.
It was like, okay, let's make a shopping list.
Got it. I mean, I think I'm pretty good. Maybe just some rations for the journey, perhaps. Fill up some water.
I think I'm okay. I think just whatever we need for a potentially long journey. And a little shell shocked. So I'm gonna as I head upstairs.
Look on the bright side. You get to see so much of the world now.
I
Don't even
can't
look
think
back.
I can't think of anything specific, but I don't know. Like, it'd be nice to have a souvenir or something. Like, maybe a belt,
I can
Nice.
find that for you.
a nice fire ganassi belt.
Belts and knickknacks. We could probably
Souvenir.
make
I
that happen.
never thought about getting souvenirs.
Yes, what better way
yeah.
to document your journey?
Right.
I see stuff coming from all around the world, but never seen this place, so cool to have something.
Indeed.
It's a cool place.
All right. So,
And just to
mhm.
make our journey a little bit better, well, keep an eye out for a little bit more comfortable camping supplies, so that we're not just sleeping on dirt. You know, perhaps like a nicer tent or something like that. Just a little something to make everybody a little bit less miserable.
All right. You two can give me investigation or survival checks.
I will give you the investigation check you desire.
I will also.
It's only a
do
9.
that. Sheesh, it's a 6.
It's a 9.
9 is
Hey,
6.
nice.
I mean,
Nice.
Bailey's definitely helping, right?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Certainly.
she can look for herself.
So you find a camel.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, we can buy the camel.
As you
They're great
guys
at
start
holding water.
going to a shop, Bailey actually rolls decently enough. As you guys approach the first one, you can see her grab both your shoulders, and she's like, I'm not sure about that. As you then look a little bit, and the people sitting outside the shop, they have their arms crossed, and you can see they seem to be waiting as somebody comes outside the shop, and their hands are a little shaking. They're like, and they give it over to one of them, and one looks at it and nods, and the other one just decks the other one in the back of the head as they fall forward, and the other one kicks him in the gut, and you see the guy putting the hands up, and then they throw like a couple pieces of copper on the guy as they walk away from him. And she's like, maybe there's a better lit part of town? As this does suspiciously where you two guys ended up going is some of the less lit place inside a place that adores fire and flames and lighting.
That is quite obtuse to say, Bailey. We're in a fire ganassi capital.
Then why is it so dark inside this area?
It has a point.
I'm just
Perhaps they just are hard of seeing here.
Yeah, your whole acceptance thing, I'm not digging it in the least right now. I'm trying to be real respectful of this bullshit, but I'm leaving this. I don't want to leave. I don't want to be alone either. You're making this difficult.
Let's just go to somewhere a little bit.
You're making this difficult. We'll find another store.
Yeah.
So, then you guys move on to a couple stores. You're able to find the animal fine, chicken's fine, that it's going to cost a gold piece for chicken, for a full chicken.
I got it.
A full live one.
All right.
Okay. You're looking for potions?
Yeah, is there an apothecary?
Yes.
Sweet.
That would be the Radiant Apothecary.
Oh, excellent.
As you go inside, you find fresh smell of ink drying inside here, as well as books that are strong, like that fresh book smell. But you also get a lining of I'd say like phosphorus or fresh like chemical reaction smell in the air, something burning, definitely.
That gross sulfur smell.
Yeah.
Got it.
As you
Smells
walk
like
in,
farts.
there's another. Well, and not so much farts. That's too strong. But you can find a fire ganassi behind the counter as you guys walk in and goes, "Oh, late night shoppers! Hello, hello, and welcome to the it was right here, the Radiant Apothecary.
Hey.
What could I do for you?
Do you have any healing potions on hand?
What kind are you looking for?
What do you have in stock?
Well,
we'll take anything.
Just had a fresh bit of common. Those will run you about 50 gold pieces. And some of the greater ones will run you about 100 to 150 gold pieces.
Do you have anything cheaper in the healing department? Maybe, do you have any medicine kits or anything like that?
Medicine kits run about 20 gold pieces.
All right, I'm too poor for this.
Oh, well, you know, this isn't a charity, so get out.
I understand. Pray tell, if I were a local, just looking to, I guess, where do the locals hang?
I mean,
what do they like to do outside of that wonderful bar?
Work. It's always busy out here. If you're not working, you're gonna get in trouble. So there's plenty of work to be had. You could probably work in the blaze fields. Those would help you out. Do a couple picking for that for the day. That would earn you some coin. There's odd jobs and ends that you can find in other places. If you can't afford health potions, I don't know if you're the caliber of people I could use for my jobs. But
what do you do?
Well, I'm one of the high-end enchanters inside here, so I do all sorts of fun stuff out here.
Oh, what is your name?
My name. What a great question.
Siren!
What an excellent question here. Let's see.
What is my name?
What does the book have to say about
my name?
Robert. No.
What is
Well,
it?
it says it on the outside of the shop. Like, psh, it's your fault for not reading it, idiot.
Yeah, let's get out of that.
Radiant.
It's like that SpongeBob episode. My name.
Ebdu. I'm Ebdu.
Wonderful to meet your acquaintance. I am Sho.
Nice to meet your
This is my companion
acquaintance.
Matthias.
The Radiance fires for all of you.
Yeah, to you as well.
And you see Bailey go, I'm Bailey. He's like,
Oh, and this is Bailey. I am so sorry, Bailey.
Yes, it's becoming a pattern.
So what work do you do?
I do enchantment work, I do potions, I do spells and wizardry. I got it all. I got the hookups and I got the fixes for whatever you need. That's why I'm the biggest and brightest store and all a sunburst.
Radiant. That makes
Sunspot?
sense.
Sunspot.
Sunspot.
Thank you. But, because of where we are, everything is a little expensive because the old import taxes we got going here. I'd love to cut you a break on those, but I don't get a break from the top, so nothing I can do.
I might be able to give you a little bit of a break. You say you're an enchanter. It must be a little bit more difficult to get some raw materials, some raw weapons that require some enchanting. I just so happen to have this rapier that's not going to get much use in my hand, and it's in fairly good condition. If you'd be willing to trade, I can give you 5 gold plus the rapier in exchange for one of your fine healing potions.
Make a persuasion check. Yeah, go ahead and try.
How rare are your gemstones around here?
23.
Well, tell you what, Matthias, you do, it doesn't come to half the price, so if you could find a couple more things to throw in
Rapier's
there...
worth 25 gold pieces.
Not to me, it isn't.
Well, oh. Something from a different country. No import tax, just straight to you. Don't even have to wait for shipping.
Yeah, but I do all the enchantments for the Syndicate, and they keep me pretty busy, so... Having a spare sword...
I can give you 7 gold. How about that?
Yeah, we're still short. 20 gold pieces, my good friend. I appreciate your fervor. This might not be your first time doing this, but it is a bold, and finally Bailey steps up and she goes, here. And she just puts on the table, in addition, she goes, 20 gold pieces in addition to him for it. And you see him go...
You had that this whole time? Are you kidding me?
She ignores you as he goes, oh, there we are. Now we're in the land of opportunity. Tell you what, now that we're in a better ballpark here, I'll throw in something small on top of it for that taste. I'll give you one of these healing potions here. And he takes out a healing potion, looks around his shop. What else you like? You, any of you book types? You can see as all of a sudden he's loosening up, the formality is definitely lessening.
Way down. Maybe you know I like books.
I can throw in some pens and inks for you. That'd be fine. Nothing magical that'll cost you extra. But if you want magical paper and chalks and all that good stuff, but pens and inks are fine by me. And let's see here as he looks around trying to sweeten the pot now with that extra 20 gold pieces. He picks up like a little trinket here that has the emblem of Sunspot, and it's made out of bronze. He's like, puts that on there. It's like, there you go. He's really proud of how he rounded out that pile. So, do you give him over your rapier?
Sure.
All right.
In exchange for all that stuff.
All this is changed, so you can add 1 common healing potion. You can add 1 bronze emblem of Sunspot. And you can add ink and paper to your inventory. You don't have to track it. You guys have enough. It's enough ink and paper for me to give a shit.
Okay.
It's not unlimited, though, so if you're, writing a novel, you're gonna go get more, but...
I don't anticipate that.
Yeah, just the
happening
casual
anytime soon.
notes for the rest of the campaign, it should probably go under my radar.
I'll pass the trinket over to Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
You've earned this. Thank you.
She kind of just wide eyes and is like, thanks. She then pockets it. Anything else you guys want to do inside this shop?
Is there anything we can do to help you?
No, I mean, you could buy more stuff. You got any more money?
No, I meant in the realm of any of your magical jobs.
Oh, well, that's fun stuff there. Let's see. You ain't well. We kind of got a problem with Rakanasi running any jobs I need done. It's a bad look.
Well, I'm half human too.
I see it now. This keeps becoming a recurring. You guys, you look hardy, right? You're a hardy bunch of adventurers. I see you got the short guy, probably gets in there and unlocks things. You got the,
It's bold of you to assume.
You got the... got the, you know, probably magic zipping girl there. And then you got, the muscle, right? Big old Rakanasi muscle. Yeah, I got jobs.
Just glancing around the room like, yup, need the muscle.
Yeah. So, bunch of other associates of mine, they need a little help. Tomorrow around, early in the morning, best time, there's a dying rock on the side of the cliff here, and on the peak, we need, you know. So, rock meat is pretty expensive and goes a long way here. If you want to help them take out those rocks and move the meat, that'd be a big help here. I'd be willing to part with...
Like a rock?
Yeah, can I roll to see if I know what a rack is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Make history
like a rock or
checks.
a rock like a...
What kind of check would that be?
History.
Rock's roll 20!
Whoa.
Yeah, it
Or
dawns on
25.
you. This is a gigantic, vicious creature bird. This is not a stone, though he keeps making it sound like a stone. This is a very, very, very big bird you've seen only once when your companion, when you were in Rumble, pointed out, and he was like, "Those pick up people and throw them far."
They're
Just wide-eyed.
huge.
They're enormous.
He explained that there was once a game in which people would try and see how far they could get thrown by these rocks and live. That was a common practice inside parts of Rumble.
I'm not dead yet.
Noted.
Good.
Well, if we, further companions are available, we'll, be sure to check it out in the morning.
All right, yeah, just if you're in on it, then come around the same place tomorrow about 7 in the morning before anybody actually gets up. I know I'll be struggling, but this place doesn't really get going until about noontime, so let the fire burn. Am I right?
Indeed, my friends. Take care.
That's some shine, baby.
All right. As you guys exit the shop, you see her, Bailey turn. She's like, "We're not going to kill a rock, are we?"
Oh, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I would be snapped in half.
Okay, excellent. All right, I don't...
Yeah. I might gather in the fields in the morning before we go or something. But
Okay.
definitely no rock hunting.
Okay, all right, that seems a bit more than what I am capable of doing at this point. Maybe someday, but I thought this would be the quieter of the two groups.
No, he said there was more than one, too. So, like, no. No.
We're in agreement. Very good. This is great.
It's an inquiring mind.
All right. Back inside the tavern, many rounds have passed. You guys have basically broken even on the past 6 games, and finally it comes back around to one of the orcs. That's it! All in on this round! Pay up 2 gold pieces! 2 gold pieces! One guy's like, "Oh, I don't have it." "Then put everything you got in." He's like, all right, and he puts in 1 silver.
Oh my lord.
And everybody else is putting in gold pieces, and he's just like, oh, you can't play if you don't have enough. He's like, I said I only have the silver. And a guy behind him puts in a gold piece. He's like, oh, take my silver out. And the guy grabs his arm, and he's like, you keep your silver in. So go ahead and make your roll off if you guys are going to ante up 2 gold pieces.
Oh, I'm going for it.
Uh-oh.
All right. So, the guy that had the gold piece go in for him, his rolls, and it goes down, and everybody looks, and it's a solid 4, and you see him be like, whoa! Not 1, am I right? And you can see the patron behind him just oh my god. Then you see the other 2 be like, oh, and they roll their dice and get a 2 and a 3, and they're just like, as they look into each other's eyes, and you see the patron look up, you see the other one like, what do you guys roll?
I rolled a 4.
Oh my god, okay. And
Rolled
first,
well. 18.
18. As Anforth hits an 18, you can see the orc being like, oh! And he throws his as it bounces off. You see them all with a bated breath, all holding on to each other in the background, all these gigantic Ganassi. And as it falls, a 16 goes head up, and Anforth gets the entirety of the pot as the other one's knocking shit over. The other guys are, and the one's like, my wife's gonna kill me. Oh, this is it. This is the last night, boys.
How much total do I get for that?
You get 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 gold pieces, because that's from everybody. You get the pot of 12 plus 1 silver.
Alright, so then I'll take 4 gold, split it up into... I'll give them each 1 gold, I guess, back.
You see them all like, and you see the one that's like, oh, the wife keeps me another day, boys. And you see all of them be like, this sucks. And you see the other one be like, oh.
No use to get rid of all of my competition, right? See you tomorrow. I'll be having that back.
Oh, like you, and for you blast. This is, and they all just go with excitement. And one of them being like, maybe I better quit while I'm ahead. Another one goes on his shoulder and is like, that's the talk of losers, my friend. Are you a loser?
And I love this place. Let's never leave.
As he looks back, he's like, no, we ain't losers. We shine bright. And you see him like give a fucking gang sign and do shit, and you guys are like, oh, wait a minute. And then they leave. What is the rest of the group doing? Faith, do you want to do anything with the other 2 of Jacques and Autumn while the others are out?
So, I'm trying to come out of a panic attack after
nice.
The events that have happened.
Certainly, sure.
So I basically just spend an hour doing what I do best, which is inspecting those fancy goggles I got and trying to figure out how they work, and basically taking a short rest while also trying to attune.
So I'm probably gonna talk to Annaforth and be like, so, is your sister alright? She seems kind of like a fish out of water.
She's never left Ashaya, really. I mean, we've gone on family vacations and such, but she's what I'd call a student, really. She just really wants to learn and go, but she's never really done it, so it's a bit overwhelming for her.
So,
and I give you your 2 gold pieces back that you just lost.
Oh, you won these fair and square.
I got far more than you got, so just take it.
If you insist, I will. Alright. Alright, but what about you?
Well, I've worked for my dad for pretty much all my life. He runs a portion of the docks in Ashaya, and I talk to people from all over the place. You know, coming and going. There's a lot of importing and exporting, so I'm quite used to a lot of different people. And to her benefit, she's done the same, but not to the extent that I have, and it's just kind of throwing her into the fire. Ha! Literally.
Yeah.
As you say that, there's a bunch of people right now taking fire shots off the belly of another fire ganassi. As the other ones are going, they're going, burn, 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 and you see, oh, and fire comes right out of his mouth as it's happening.
That looks quite fun. What do you say, Ganu?
I think we should. I mean, when in Sunspot, right?
Aye.
It'll cost a silver piece to get all those shots set up, but if you guys order it up, you can take...
Right before we do that, I just want to check on Faith and make sure she's doing okay.
All right.
How long would it have been since I ended up upstairs?
Oh, yeah, we're at like an hour and a half, 2 hours because of all
at about an hour, I would be like calm enough to rejoin. Like, I would come down and find Anna first.
It's like right when Ganu and I are talking.
Yeah, she comes down the stairs. At that, two of the hooded figures that were in the far corner leave, and there's still the other two just sipping on whatever the hell they have. The Earth Ganassi
missed the plot.
A great time. That's not necessarily plot, you little bitch.
We're about to do fire
I like
shots,
to subvert
so...
stuff, so that is fine. Why?
Fire shots is the plot for sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Music going on, and inside the corner, it's very fast-paced, upbeat, foreign music from the Far East. It has a very deviled vibe to it, very strange sounds, but it feeds off the energy into the entirety of this establishment and excitement. There's a constant, every time something fun, exciting happens, there's a round of banging on all the different cups and mugs around here. You see on your mugs, not all of them sit flat when they're given out and replacing your ales. Many of them are tilted or crooked or broken and been repaired on the bottom. And Faith joins you too now.
Yeah, as I see Faith, and we get our fire shots, and I'm about to do it, but just like kind of give Ganu like emotion 1 second. Just how are you doing, Faith?
You're holding fire shots, and Ganu's about to have a fire shot. And
Come on!
You see another guy in the background taking out a keg, and he's like, "Here we go."
I'm doing better. Just it made me think a lot of the storm and the shipwreck, and it just was a lot all at once. But I'm better now. Figured out what these do is they're like hanging around my neck. The new goggles. They're pretty fancy, so I think I'm gonna hold on to them for a little bit.
As you say that, you guys just get splashed with beer as the keg explodes in the guy's hands as he crushes it between. And he's like, "Whoa!" As he's flexing as it goes everywhere, and all of you just get splashed full of shitty ale. And you can see everyone starts banging on the cups again. And you see, oh. Except in the back again, the two there do not participate and are clearly not having it.
So as that's happening, and Faith is saying that to me, I'll say to her, so what do they do? And right when that happens, I'll cut myself off. Ganu, I think it's time, and just hit the bar and just put it back.
Both you slam it back. Give me con saving throws.
Okay, 16.
Con 16.
Nice. The two of you have this terrible burning in your throat, but it is one of the sweetest, most delicious things you've ever tasted. And that fire, you can feel it welding up, and immediately it comes back out. And it's where you breathe fire. It seems like it's a part of it, and it's like it's so natural itself that this is like some inert magic of the fire ganassi and the drinks they serve.
Oh, that was awesome.
I want to do another, but I don't know if I should.
I mean, if Faith wants to join us, we should do another.
I'll do one.
A little further.
Yeah!
Are you sure, Faith? You think you can handle it?
You see people gathering around again. They're like, oh, what did we miss? Oh, did we miss the first time? Oh, foreigners! And more people coming around. Like, no, not her. Not redhead here. As they all start gathering around, they're like, burn.
Do
it.
I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, you got this.
Right.
Come on.
All right. I need
I'll pay
Faith to
for
give
it
me a
again.
con saving throw, Ganu and Anfert the disadvantage.
Oh.
4 or no, 7.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
12.
Excellent.
13.
Excellent. All of you knock it back, and immediately the world just becomes dizzy to all three of you. And as you breathe out the fire, you see everyone going like, "Ah!" just losing their shit, and the world is absolutely spinning to each and every one of you. And each of you then fall to the ground, and they're like, "Yeah! Yes! Yes! Yes!" As they're so excited to see that it did what its intended purpose is for the most part. And as you guys are getting dizzy, the world begins to resettle, and they help you right up, and they're like, "Oh God, again!" And people are high-fiving and smacking you guys on the back, and like Faith, you get a smack, and a little more fire comes out. And you see them all like, "These people are awesome." Oh, we have an excitement with foreigners in ages. As he shouts towards the corner where the two hooded folks are, and you just see one just drinks and sets it gently down their thing. He's going, "Ugh."
I'm gonna give both Annafirth and Faith a high five in turn. Just yeah.
Just kind of take it.
Show Matthias and Bailey.
I respond in kind, just go right back. Like after he hits my hand, I give him another high five.
As you guys start doing it, a whole bunch of other ones start punching each other in the chest in the background, and you instigate a brawl that now happens. They're like, yeah, and they just start punching. Everybody starts going, yeah! And one guy cracks a glass and just stabs another guy. And you see another person in the background go like, yeah! And he's like, blades, boys! And they start flipping out their switchblades, and they just start cutting into each other and beating the living shit out of one another.
Very far from that.
That's everywhere. You have just started the riot, and you see people getting stabbed, and one person over in the corner is like, no, I'm good for tonight. And they stab and like, oh, really? And you see them take a fireball and just put it in the person's face, and it detonates, just exploding half the room. And you can see the tavern barkeeping like, another wonderful night. And the other two cloaked figures get up and leave as it is that time.
I'm gonna pick up Agilix and go back up to the room.
As you see these guys go, like, come on! As one gets stabbed into the heart, you see him, and he goes down. He's like, looking at the other guys, and they take out now their long swords, and one buries a long sword into the other one. You see him like, and he hits the ground as they're all just battling. We'll come back to that in a second. Show Matthias.
Meanwhile,
let's just shelf that.
Bailey, are you still looking for stuff, or are you coming home?
Oh my God!
I was under the
They don't
impression
know
that we
this
got
is
what
happening.
we needed. So
That
Yeah,
you were what?
so I'm the impression that we got the rations. And all
Yeah.
that stuff,
Yeah.
too.
So, okay, and rations will cost you guys another couple of silver pieces.
Sure.
So take about 5 silver pieces away for the rest of you. So then that's why I asked.
Did we find a tent?
That'll cost you a gold piece. Yeah, you
sure,
still
I got it.
So then what ends up happening is you guys open up back into the tavern at the point where there's only one person left, and Anfirth and Ganu are just sort of at the side of the bar as one guy's like, ah, come on! And the guy's like, ah! And just stabs a sword right through him. He's like, ah! Oh! And falls to the ground. There is blood everywhere. There is murder. There is broken glass. There's people not moving everywhere. And you see the person that had the fireball go and takes out a diamond, and the first one revives, goes to the next person, revives, goes to the next person, revives, and slowly revivifies all the people that have died. And as they come back, you see them being like, oh, you motherfucker! Oh, I didn't know. And he's like, yeah, I've been getting better. I have been. and Firth and Gianu, you were left out of it, thankfully, but that was a bit alarming to you, to say the least, as you've witnessed probably the first time you've seen somebody die in such a fashion in combat, as I don't believe any of you have had that kind of exposure.
Probably just me.
Yeah, show. But not even that extreme. This was fucking bonkers.
No.
Normally, what you experience with Rumble being fucking wild was tame compared to when you're in a peak, and especially in the specific peak you're at. It kind of dawns on you guys that maybe you should be asking exactly who you're staying with and where you are at and what the fuck's going on.
Sure, we'll be fine.
Is there a barkeep?
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. He's just like, another great night, boys. Another great night. I mean, the barkeep's right there. He's like, do you want another shot?
So
Did you guys
much blood.
instigate this?
What's that? Are you talking to the barkeep?
I was talking to my friends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys instigate this?
Yeah, we took them all out ourselves.
Fire shots.
You see the barkeep holds behind, he's like, oh, we got more? We got more? You see the other guys like, oh, there's no stopping those guys. I'm good for the night now. No, nothing like death. That's enough. As they start going out, like, same time tomorrow. See ya. All right, or not. Almost saw the Raven Queen that
I'll
time.
settle up for a fire shot.
All right, that'll be a silver piece.
Easy, Pawnee.
Give me a con saving throw.
What's Matthias doing?
15.
I mean, he'll
Burns and fire comes out. Another fun experience.
Is it not strange to everybody else that we've witnessed, just still a lot of blood?
Certainly very strange. I'm just trying not to.
And you actually see one of the barmaids come out, and you see her just start sweeping out the floor, and you see the person that had the fireball go like, no, I got it. And they press the digitation, the blood away, and they clean it up. And then she leaves a bag of gold right to him, be like, and begins to exit. And she looks to the barkeep, and she's like, happy sons. And he's just like, happy sons. And she then leaves.
I'm gonna need one of those shots.
One silver piece.
Yes.
Yes.
As it's burning from the top of it, as it then gives over and gives you a shot.
Oh, sorry, I gotta figure out the silver. Gotta be honest. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Con save. That's a 5.
So immediately as you take the shot, with your small stature, your body can't handle the alcohol content of that. Your body begins spinning immediately, and you hit the floor cold, unconscious with how low you rolled. You hit it. When he hits the ground, all you guys see is Matthias' body hit, and fire come right out of his mouth as he impacts.
That was a shot for a full-grown humanoid.
Yeah.
And Matthias just goes cold.
Having had 2 of these shots and probably multiple L's at this point, I try to react and catch him, but definitely too slow. Right when he breathes fire right in my face.
And you like see, and you're like, I got him, easy, big win. Yeah. And you just, it's as he smashes to the ground. Matthias, the impact then wakes you a few seconds later, as this is almost a too familiar feeling. As you come to and you're like, that was stronger than you thought. You forgot. Half for halflings. Half for halflings.
Half for halflings.
Matthias, you burned my damn shield again.
You took my money the last time. I'm drunk. We need to buy a bottle of that. That's yes.
The world is in double right now.
How much for a bottle?
You want a bottle?
How much?
Yes.
Not necessarily for here, just to take with us.
2 gold pieces.
2 gold pieces? I can do that. As a memorabilia? Absolutely. We'll take it with us on our journey. It'll remind us of this beautiful
great souvenir. Huh?
Gives you a matchbox as well with it, and as he puts that down, gives 1 shot glass with it all in a little package there, and he goes, I've never seen a lot like you come through. This is, you guys fit in perfect here. You looking for any work?
What do you have?
Oh, Well, depends where you going. Are you going somewhere, or
I think some people were looking to go somewhere.
We certainly have some people, and it'd be good to get back to Ashaya, but
depending on your
whatever will take us there eventually. I mean, it's a road to go down. So what direction will you be taking us if we take your work?
There's a few options. There is a shipment of mine that needs some help getting down to the Tempest Peaks. That's pretty far ways away. I don't know if that's in your direction. Something more close to home here. Could use some help moving a bunch of shipments down from the bottom of the peak to the top of the peak. Not as much coin for that, but that's just the daily work. Could use some helping hands here, and then you might run into some folks that could actually help you for some bigger end jobs. Put in a good word for you. And some of the other stuff around here is doing some of the blaze fields. People are always looking for work up there. You can make some decent money up in the blaze fields.
What are the blaze fields?
You don't know what the blaze fields are?
No.
Blades fields are a type of plant. Thin stem, beautiful flower up top. You crush that up. It is a, let me see what I wrote down as. Some shit I made up.
It's drugs.
Ingredient in our fire shot.
Excuse me, burn. It's called burn.
No,
Burn is the flower name?
Yes, it is.
And the blaze fields is where they grow.
Yes.
Curious.
You chew on that head, it gives you a great energy boost. Wake you up in the morning, something fierce. If I had some on me, I'd let you know, but it's one of our highest exported goods out here in Rumble.
What kind of work is there for that? Just picking it, or
Picking it for the day, enjoying the smell and the breeze on top of the peak. It's about a gold a day picking. But obviously, you know, strong wind might knock you off the top of the peak. Not the greatest
sound
of work.
really like my kind of work, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fair enough. It isn't for everybody. But it's good, honest work for good coin.
Is there someone we could do work for who could possibly, in exchange for our work, transportation?
Oh, yeah. I would, I'd go into the marketplace tomorrow. There's one place in particular that does all the messages and systems alone. You can pay for a direct message to be sent magically. That's quite expensive in these parts, as information is a premium out in Rumble.
How much would that be?
Typically runs around 200 to 300 gold pieces, depending on your message and how many characters it is. But they always need help and favors, and they do have some transportation services quicker than other. Access to teleport circles. Nobody here is teleporting across the lands of the world on a whim like some of the old heralds, but they'll get you going to some of the main places. We also have ships that come in, but we're still waiting for ours to come back from Ashaya. Those normally go 6 months out, 6 months back. Normally stay for 2 or 3 months. It's a long ways from peak to peak.
By the way, I think we might have missed it. We've been out in the wilds for a bit. What is the date today?
Oh, all right, yeah. It's and he tells you from Stantaladana Day, it is only 7 days after what you guys experienced.
Right.
Only
Yeah,
been a week.
that makes sense to me. I'm completely bluffing.
Yeah. He does not care enough to insight check that shit. He's totally focused. Zach missed critical information. Does anybody want to tell him, or do we want him just to not know? Hold it over him.
I think to understand.
Matthias was out, blacked out.
I bounced back.
He offered us 3 different jobs
Okay.
Well,
Oh, he
gave us the
missed all
option,
that?
but-
Oh, I wasn't even...
No, I heard
Right.
I heard the job.
Oh, you
It
were there
was-
for the okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
it
so.
was the
Also
fields.
marketplace.
Okay, you're at the fields, and then
Yeah,
he
you
said
did.
go to the marketplace for jobs that might offer transportation.
Mhm.
Okay.
He said
They
their ships
control
are
communication too.
yeah.
Okay.
For like teleportation
Which is-
and
Yep.
sending out messages.
Okay.
He
Yes.
said that their ships were out for 6 months. It takes 6 months to get back, and it's been 7 days since Delta Dawn Day. Delta to Dawn Day.
Yeah, that
So
was...
we lost a week instead of 2 years.
Yes.
Easy.
So
By the way, Matthias and Sho, have you found everything when you went out?
Right. Oh my God,
we-
poor Autumn. I take the chicken and go up to Autumn.
You can see
We,
Autumn just...
we couldn't find you a belt. Sorry, friend.
just...
You couldn't find me a belt.
You can keep the bottle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out a potion of superior healing.
Uh-huh.
Damn it! I picked the wrong person.
Yep.
And just say, this thing looks so like really fancy, but like I've seen healing potions before. Do you think this is worth something?
Does it look familiar to
Who
what
are
they
you
had at the
asking?
shop?
You're asking the barkeep
I'm
or your
asking
friends?
Sho. I'm asking Sho.
Okay.
Does it look like what they had at the shop?
No, this looks better than what they had at the shop, and you would notice
Significantly better.
in your studies you've seen these like lining the walls of your professor's studies when you checked in with your professor and stuff. He would have 1 or 2. The headmaster would have like loads of shit like that.
This is the highest quality, as
Well,
far as I can tell. And
Maybe we
remember.
could trade. Maybe we could trade for something then. Either way, I'm just looking for a fancy belt.
You'll get more than a belt with that.
Keep the change.
Yes, we will keep the change.
I give it to Sho. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's drunk at this point. So
Yeah, and
he's like, he
Sho
just gives
is
it to
just
Sho. He's like,
Completely
just like-
on point.
just show up with my belt. I don't care.
Do it as studious as ever, articulate, to the point, with
Holding
a
a
bunch
giant
of drunks.
fucking belt.
Yep.
Um,
All right, Matthias, you go up and you see Autumn, Faith, and Jacques inside there. Jacques has dozed off. Autumn is passed out again. Faith, you are doing...
I was taking time petting Atrelix and writing a note to my parents.
If you had your pen.
Oh yeah, no, I would have realized that. I would have gone into my bag as part of my process and been like, what the fuck? So I am just sitting there petting Atrelix.
All right. Bailey comes in with Matthias at that point too, and the whole group sees, and you just have a chicken be like, "Bah! Bah! Bah!"
So, with surprising proficiency, he dispatches the chicken and, drains it. And, he knows that, when chickens die, they like to wriggle around, like, a lot, even after they're still dead for a little bit because of the muscles. So, he, holds it in place and,
Bailey
gives him the
nearly vomits. She goes, and goes over to the corner.
Oh, don't be squeamish. Come on, this feeds you.
You see, Jacques wakes up, and you see him like open an eye, and he's like, and goes right back down. And the smell of blood, you see like the passed out Autumn. You just see the like a being able to smell at a distance away.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
All right. You're able to use one of the bowls that's inside this room, and Autumn is able to drink some of the blood and start getting going again.
Sorry it took so long. To be honest, we got back and there was just a horrifying scene, and I got distracted, and I felt the need to drink my worries away, but got here as soon as that wore off.
Sure. It's fine. I'm pretty out of it. I went quite a while, I think, without having blood, which can be a problem when you're a vampire. It does a number on the immune system. Well, lack of immune system.
Okay.
As she looks around, finally being lucid for the first time in a while after about 25 minutes or so, she looks to the group and she's like, right, where are we?
I tell her where we are.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. That's pretty far from last star. Are we making progress?
Maybe. There's apparently a lead on some work that might get us transported, but honestly, we haven't checked it out yet, so I can't say with any kind of certainty.
Okay. Well, then I will, I'll leave it up to the rest of you to figure it out.
Are you going to... How long do you think this is going to tide you over for?
The blood with the chicken and all that, she's like, it'll be enough through breakfast.
Hopefully when we get out on the road, it'll be a little bit simpler to find some game.
Yeah. It'll be a lot less once I catch up. It's just been a while.
I can imagine. How long were you... What year was it when you went in?
For the year difference between what you guys hear, she was about in there for 2 years.
A long time for a vampire.
Mm-hmm. You can make a medicine check if you want to try and think about what that would do to a vampire, Faith and Matthias.
A 19.
Okay.
A natural 1.
Yeah,
for a total 2.
Icky, gross. Don't want to think about that. Matthias, on the other hand, it's like the equivalent of a hunger strike, but then not getting to die. So, like, not great, not fun. Her entire body's probably not functioning anywhere close to her normal capacity, and probably her brain function is extremely low right now after just being on this like bare minimum, and being undead keeps her alive, and then Tasha was keeping her alive as well, so she was definitely at her wit's end by the time you guys came around and messed everything up.
That's quite some time for you to go without a proper meal. You need to rest, and likely when we travel during the day, we're just gonna have to figure out a way to keep you shaded and preferably resting still until we find you some solid food. Or liquid food, I guess, but solid meal.
Yeah. No, I eat normal food too.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess you get twice the bang for your buck for this chicken.
Yeah. And she looks over and gives like a half smile. As you can tell, she's still not feeling well. She also lets you know that vampires in Zenya, the sun doesn't kill them or destroy them, it just weakens them. It's more akin to Drow than it is to classic fantastical stuff.
So it's a sensitivity more.
Yes.
Okay.
Vampires are more harshly affected by the sun than Drow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
what's everybody doing?
I'll, once I get her all fed and stuff, I'll settle down, whip out my journal and Faith's pen, and start writing down some stuff.
Annabeth's ready to pass out.
All right.
I probably would also be about the point of passing out.
Okay. Does everybody want to go to sleep?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick all the men that are not my brother into the other room.
Right.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting any different.
Yeah. Jacques goes inside the guys' room and as well with Gianu, Matthias, and Sho. And for Faith, Autumn, and Bailey are all inside this room, but Bailey and Autumn...
Oh no, I'm handsome.
They go very far away from you two and do not trust you, Bailey, but she's more or less like hooking Autumn into that, where Autumn just doesn't really have a will of her own at this point. So there's a clear separation between everybody and these unlikely allies. But everybody gonna take a long rest.
Let's do it.
Ah.
Are we?
No, you're not. That's why I was asking. So, no one took watch. As you guys are deep within your sleep. All of you, especially because you're drunken as well at this, at God knows what time at night. I need to change the music. Give me. This one. Boop. Boop. All right. Oh, wasn't too loud. Might be. There. Okay. So, the lot of you get ripped out of your rooms in the middle of the night, sacks put over your head, tied tight so you can't go out, pulled off, hands and feet bound. You feel horrible thrashing all the way up. Those of you that are drunk, go ahead and give me con saving throws. Whoever's drunk.
Oof. 9.
You vomit inside the hood, and you're covered in your own vomit.
15.
You save, you're fine. You swallow it. What, Matthias, what'd you get?
7.
7, you vomit and all over yourself inside there.
Excellent.
You guys then feel the icy chill of the outside. And then finally you find yourself put onto your knees and laid out. And then all your hoods are taken off. There are torches being held on either side. And you can see a bunch of fire ganassi, all with masks on their face. Each of them have the symbol that you can make a religion check on.
As this is happening,
yeah,
I have telepathically communicated to Adrelix to follow us to make sure that we're safe.
Yeah, you could totally do that at this point. As soon as you were like attacked and open, telepathically, you can have him trying to follow.
Yeah,
they're too focused on you guys to care about that. Yeah, go give it a stealth check. If you fuck it up, then that'll be the only way they notice. It's on you, not me.
Characteristically, I rolled an 18.
Well, you would be familiar with this, so.
Wow.
For religion.
I rolled
16.
a 14.
Yep. Yeah, okay, everybody's recognizing this.
I rolled a 5.
What are we? Wait.
I have vomit in my eyes.
What were we rolling for this?
Religion.
Thing? Sorry.
And
The religion?
I knew I had to clear the queue.
That's a natural 1, so that's a 6.
And then stop. And then we're gonna have to replay this.
Adrelix rolled a 21 stealth.
Yeah, he's
and I
fine.
rolled a fucking natural 1 on my history, so
Well,
6.
It hurts. Well,
It does hurt.
You're too busy focusing on your familiar to take note of the very obvious fire symbol that the rest of you pick up on as the symbol of Pyrock. As they all lean in close, the one closest to you has a knife out, and flanking him on either side, they have currently fireballs being held in their hands to 2 flanking each side there, as there are 3 or 4 behind them as well, and then there's a bunch of torch bearers behind you guys, and the individual leans in real close to Sho, as he has a knife right next to your neck right now, and he goes, I'm gonna talk, and you're gonna listen. You're not gonna be cute with me, and we're gonna have a conversation. Rock Ganassi aren't welcome here. I gotta know if I gotta worry about you. As then he goes, whistles. One of the people holding a fireball puts it away, and I need everybody to give me, I believe it is charisma. Might be wisdom though, so give me a second.
Oh my god.
Is the save against frightened condition?
No.
18.
Probably a circle of truth or whatever.
Charisma saving throw. Yep.
Charisma saving throw?
Yep.
All right.
25.
6.
My last 2 rolls were both 19s, but both had a -1 modifier, so 18 again.
Okay. So Shell fails, Faith fails. Matthias, Ganu, and Anfirth all are fine. Let me roll for the other 3.
Question, is
fail.
Annafirth in front of me?
No, you're all side
We're
by
all in a
side,
line,
shoulder
right?
to shoulder.
Side, okay.
Yep. You're also, as you guys realize, on the edge of the top of the peak. They can kick you over the side of the peak right now. The plateau is covered in all these fields, and this is what you would imagine the burn fields are. So, Matthias and Sho... You are now aware that you guys are inside a zone of truth, and you both failed your throws there. You cannot speak a deliberate lie while you're in the radius.
I'm sorry. What was the save on it?
Not Matthias. Not Matthias.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah, I was going to say I rolled an 18.
It was Faith.
It was Faith and Show.
Faith.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's the
okay.
left side of my screen. No, you're not. You're fine. You're fine.
Gotcha.
No,
Gotcha.
you're good.
How many people were there
For them or for you?
for them?
You
Well,
have
both, actually.
Okay,
Well,
so
we have
you
8.
guys have 8, and then they have.
Oh, so they took everyone. Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people right now as well, actually. 2 of which you know are magic users. The rest you have no idea. As he has the knife out to show, he's gonna go. You working for the Obsidian Syndicate?
No.
Do you do any deals with the Obsidian Syndicate?
No.
Do you know a rat's ass of information about the Obsidian Syndicate?
I'm not sure. Do I?
Do
I
you?
probably would. Maybe like offhand, but not like personally. No.
Go ahead and make a history check.
9.
Nothing's coming to you in the stupor of night right now. Let me tell you, even under a zone of truth.
Nope.
Kind of shit in your pants a little too much for this right now.
No.
Is he under it? The Fire Ganassi nods.
If I might, he is half human. He's not a full. He's not a full rock ganassi. He's.
Well, he puts the knife aside and steps up a little bit, and he goes, "Don't matter. Half human, half rock ganassi. If you're a full spy or traitor, there's not much for you here. What do you know of Blaze Syndicate?"
They let us in and paid for our rooms.
That all?
I will make another history check.
Yeah, go for it.
24. Sick.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Blaze Syndicate. They're the leaders of the Sunspot, and they are one of the ruling families. The family Blaze is one of the ruling families of the Peaks.
I know you guys run things around here.
Well, the Blaze runs things around here.
That's what I meant. Apologies.
You see, he looks over the others. All of you. Any of you have any dealings with the Obsidian Syndicate?
Nope.
Never.
Elf boy. I have no idea what that even means. It is very late. Looks over and she gestures to the ones that aren't being affected by it. I'm gonna cue you in on something. In the land of Rumble, there's a few things that can happen. You can be anything you want to be. You can be under the boot of anyone that you thought you wanted to be. Or you can stay in line. As long as we don't catch you doing anything we don't want you doing, you'll be fine. Understand?
What don't you want us doing?
I second that.
We don't want you doing. As he leans
got any examples?
forward. He goes up to you, Anfirth, and he kicks you off the side of the cliff.
Misty step back to the top of the cliff.
As the rope that was on you and you misty step back up to the top of the cliff, he goes, funny guy. Funny and tough. Oh, we like that, don't we?
While this distraction is happening,
Yeah.
can I try and undo my ties?
Absolutely. As you come back standing face to face with the masked individual, and he goes, let's see how funny,
Look, I don't mean any harm to you, and surely you don't mean any harm to me as long as we don't get in your way. So let us be off, and no harm will come of it.
Go
Roll
ahead
the
and make
22 on my-
an intimidation check with disadvantage. And what'd you say, 22?
22 on sleight of hand.
Yeah, you are able to slip your hand out of the your hand binds right now. You're free.
And I will,
19.
as stealthily as I can,
19.
try and cut the binds of as many of my allies as I can.
That's pretty dead even. He's staring at you down right now, and he goes, I don't know whether to admire your stupidity or to teach you a lesson about how it's not right to piss off your captors.
I think we should just call it even. And I extend my hand to shake it.
He looks down at it, and you can see the two magic users at the side have their fireballs up at the ready right now. And you see him just looking in this tense moment. Give me a stealth check, Matthias, as you're trying to help the other ones up.
22.
22. Yeah, you start making your way, and you get Ganu next to you. You start being able to undo his arms. Ganu, give me a stealth check so you don't just be like, oh yeah, sweet. Because you're so big that like your muscles are contorting basically to keep you where you're at.
Natural 20.
Let's go!
You guys
Oh,
doing
yeah.
great. You see him and he goes, maybe there's a spirit of rumble in them yet. And he grips your arm and he says, all right. And as he goes to turn, he shakes your arm. The other ones go to lower the fireballs. And then he nods his head to the other three guys that are there. And they come up and they kick off Faith, Jacques, and Show off the side as the other two pull back Matthias and Ganu off the side of the cliff. Since you cut your these, you guys go flailing, but everybody else is all completely tucked in on the ropes that they had to you're tied up to, and all of you are just over the side except for Anfirth, and he goes, "Have a good night on the peaks," as the rest of them walk away.
Grab the rope.
As you immediately
and start pulling.
As this tough position you're at immediately goes to fear to saving faith, as the rest of them just start walking away. Message sent as the rest of you are dangling over the side of the blazing peak. Anfirth, you're able to pull up Faith, Matthias, and Ganu. Matthias, you are sprawling by with your feet right now. That's all you have on you.
I never doubted you for a second.
They would have yeeted you off the side of the cliff. But Ganu right now, he reaches out and puts you basically on his back as he turns and climbs his way up the rope to the side of the mountain.
That's exactly why I cut you free first.
And everybody starts helping everybody up from the blaze fields. By the time you guys are already up there, they are long gone, whoever it was that took you guys in the middle of the night.
Oh, I was so ready to rumble.
Anfirth just lays down. He's like, that was yeah, and he just lays down.
I'm just staring daggers into where we last saw them enter the darkness.
You guys definitely, Anfirth, I'd say it just hits you, the severity, especially of what you experienced tonight at the bar, of what you potentially dodged by intimidating. There are things worse than death, and Rumble's a place to find that out. And you matched them bluff for bluff, and it was a bit of an adrenaline rush as well, though. It was a bit of a there's excitement in these lands. So, the lot of you take quite a while to find where one of the lifts are up here and lift your way down, and then it's many hours of obnoxious no, this way, and people being oh, the drunks are up. Again, no, you go to this floor, and it's like a maze, and it becomes pretty obvious it's intentional that this place is built in such a way that you cannot easily traverse through the peak to prevent unwanted guests and people from getting anywhere which they please, especially people not in the know. Eventually, someone working part of the Blaze Syndicate takes pity on you guys and gets you back into your place. About 4.5 hours later, the sun is now up, as you guys now can try and take your long rest if you so choose.
Try to finish a long rest.
Right, finish.
I need to change the music.
Keep on chronicling my journeys in my
Try to finish, but I
Right,
have to keep watch while I sleep.
Yeah, I'll sleep for 6 hours and use my 2 hours of light activity to write some letters and stuff.
That's good.
Would have also given Anfirth a strong form take, thank you, but when that happens, it is extremely apparent that show is pretty fuming, but trying to keep it under wraps. You get the sense that you figure in a place where there's ganassi aplenty, this is not the situation this would occur in. At least that's kind of his thoughts. You kind of gathered that just based off his energy. No need to roll.
Okay. Being very forward with it.
Yeah.
I think if they mess with us again, we should take the fight to them.
Think?
Yeah. Because I'm not particularly a fan of being heft off a cliff. I mean, it would only be fair for us to return the favor and put them under our boot every once in a while.
It's my fault, I'm afraid.
It's not your fault. Just screw them.
If I were a bit different, probably fit in better here. Should get going as soon as possible.
Probably. That's why we gotta figure out a way.
See if we can join up with the caravan, find some work.
Yeah.
While you guys are having this moment, you actually see Bailey go, "No, that's a bunch of shit. They're a bunch of bullies. That was terrible. That was awful, and they are awful people. We should get them back."
I don't think anybody's disputing that they're awful people, but you know, they own this city. What are you gonna do?
Do
I think
they?
it's best we just leave.
Yeah, that's fair. They didn't give any kind of indication as to what group they actually belong to. They told us that they weren't Blaze Syndicate, but
I suppose.
other than that, we don't really have any idea who they were.
Did they say they weren't Blaze Syndicate?
They did.
They, just for the
They
simplicity
implied
of the
it.
meta, they implied they weren't a part of the Blaze Syndicate. It was implied in this speech.
Yeah, they said they weren't.
Though a common practice of faith is Pyrock among Fire Ganassi, is of no wonder that the fire god under the herald that helped save the world is quite popular among fire people.
A shock. Wait,
Shock.
do I like the Mountain Lord now? Holy shit, what a twist.
There's a plethora of gods and goddesses that you can choose to like, Justin, just because you're Rock Ganassi. Like, if you want to go that way, like, based on, like, stuff, like, your half-human part of you is definitely, like, no allegiance to nothing. So.
What about the rock part?
The rock part? I mean, there's more than just the Mountain Lord, but since he happened to be the dying savior of the world and near equivalent of Jesus Christ,
Partial to him.
you're definitely a fan. There's definitely
Huge fan.
It's up to you to decide how intensely you would like to be a fan of the faith of the Mountain Lord. But I'll be honest with you, another Shalmir type of faith is gonna test my patience. Like, you're welcome to do it, but maybe warn me not toward the last 13 minutes of a session. I need the mental fortitude to get prepared for how zealoted all of my players are about things.
Oh, don't worry.
All right, we're all picking up
here.
Round 2. I'm ready.
It's okay. Gano doesn't follow any of the deities.
Same.
My name is Halmir.
There is, to be fair, a shit ton of kids named after Shalmir, his parents, and any of the middle names. Anybody involved, all the heralds is a very common name everywhere. There's tons of little Mosnels and Aries out in the world.
Yes. Adorable.
These things. I mean, everyone wants their kid to be the next herald.
They're like the biblical names.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's cute.
Like Matthew and
Luke.
And John and Luke.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, in my world, it's not nearly as awful and creepy as the real world. So like, big win.
That's because they have proof.
Yeah, because the guy's still walking around. They literally see the fucking guy sometimes.
He's right there.
Oh god, it's the apocalypse! Hello? There's gonna be a Taras sighting in 2 days here. You should leave. Why? Why? This is my home! Yeah, and there's gonna be a Taras sighting in 2 days. You should leave. Oh, I hate seeing Ari.
Starts picking things up.
Yeah, he's picking things up, and Ari's like, it's gonna be like right here. I'm standing in the spot. For
You're
your
standing
safety.
on my house.
Oh, my cabbages.
And that's why I'm telling you to leave. Have you ever fought a Taras? Not fun.
There are but 2 known heralds to the world right now, and there is rumors that the other one is dead.
Trolls.
The rest are long.
What are the 2 known ones?
The two surviving heralds that everyone believes are still around are Aerie and Tellius, but they believe Tellius died on some stupid-ass bullshit. That's at least...
Probably a rumor that Aerie started.
It's there is good. That's not Aerie, but it has been spread far and wide through both Frostborn culture and how would I say
Elias
this?
started the rumor and then
Shadow.
Aerie just propagated the
Yeah.
Shadow culture, I would say.
Basically, I'm gonna chill for a bit. Tell everyone I'm dead. Going on vacation.
So are we?
Yeah. So you wake in the morning. You see Jacques look over to you guys and being like, "I don't know about you, but I've never had a run-in with thugs like that."
We've had it once or twice.
Not quite to that extreme. No.
It's very interesting.
It's a very different world.
Wasn't a fan.
No. This is why I've always tried to do the straight and narrow, you know? Do things the way you're meant, raise the family, go to work every day, and just provide a better life for my family. I don't even
Bless
know
your heart.
if my son or wife... My wife's probably dead? Oh. I was thinking about her all last night during all that. So... Do you have family?
Yeah, I do. I don't know about everybody else, but yeah,
I
they're.
look at Faith and I say, "I."
You guys like all beating in your own in one room now this morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not like a wife and kids, but you know, parents, siblings. They're still at the tribe.
He nods. It's nice. You said Clovis still exists in this world, right?
I believe so. I think it's on the other continent. Atul? I'm not sure.
Continent.
A tat.
Okay.
So you've been saying a lot of words like last star and all these things haven't been really making a lot of sense to me.
Oh.
You're in a continent to the south, across the ocean.
It's actually far to the east.
West.
They're the east.
You're in a continent far to the east,
So like Atul and
across
Tet,
the ocean.
Other side of the globe.
there's Atul Tet. Then in the
Yeah.
center is Tabula Rasa. Basically, if we're looking at the normal map when you flatten it out. And then to the west is the unfound lands for Campaign 3. So then...
I know where we're going.
You can go there now, but let me tell you, you don't want to.
Uh-oh.
We haven't leveled up enough.
Matt
Right,
is
so
part
we're,
two.
we're buying a boat and we're going for like 5 episodes just boating.
You
towards
can.
that.
You can
It's
try.
gonna be
We're
like
gonna get a hot
you
eagle.
know
can
that
certainly
boat that
try.
Jack Sparrow shows up in.
Yeah.
That's the boat we're gonna be in.
When he
Yeah.
steps
The
on
one
the
that
dock,
sinks. He just walks in the dock.
Yes.
that's
We're gonna
the
take
best
that
pirate
all the
I've ever
way.
seen.
You're in a very different region, far to the east, actually. A completely different continent.
Oof, that sounds very far away.
Yes.
Sure is.
Could Last Star? You said you have friends there at this place. You think they could get me home?
I for sure think there will be a way in Last Star for you to get home.
Okay.
Whether we'll have access to it right away or not, we'll have to figure that out. But there's absolutely transport methods from Last Star to many places around the world.
All right.
I assume we don't know anything about Clovis.
You can make
I
history
definitely
checks. You can make history. Gannick don't. You don't know.
Yeah, like,
Yennefer definitely
there's
wouldn't
no
know,
use
but
of me even trying.
I'd probably know like a
13.
history textbook version.
17.
13.
13.
I feel like the only way we would know is if it's connected to Ralia, but
17.
she knows.
17. Show. Okay. What about
Mine is a
Faith?
17.
Okay, so Show and Faith. Clovis is the old name. It's now New Clovis, as it was restored, and it was a passion project of 2 of the heralds. to restore it after there was a temporary stay of a dragon god. That stuff does make it across the sea. And in particular, one of the renowned colleges of the world does exist there that communicates with Last Star, so that's why you would have Q's, the two of you. It's the Coldshire College. Over there is a Coldshire College, and across the sea on Tet, there is a Blackstone College. Both of which are the most prestigious schools in the East and on par with many of the magic of you in the West. But there's a lot more advantages to the Magocracy has over the East. The East is more or less more for the groundbreaking and cutting edge magic. While in Discovery, while Last Star is more or less of refining the old school, rediscovering the old school magics, and also expanding the existing magics to more powerful. They have their plethora of cutting edge research as well, but having basically Ralia heading up the front for hundreds of years, that really pushed them to a very different and also narrow focused level. Ralia specifically directed them into other directions, which has definitely been talked about at colleges as such.
You go to the east to do your postdoc, is what you're saying.
Yes, I am. Also, Autumn and Bailey both say, I have family, I have parents. And Autumn goes, I have parents and a brother as well. As everyone's starting to feel a little homesick, realizing the distance and time they've been gone. Bailey has been gone what appears to be 2 months, Autumn 2 years, and over 380 years for Jacques.
Jeez.
And you guys 7 days. You managed to break Tosser's game in 7 days. So, is there anything you guys want to ask? You'll start your day next session. There's 3 minutes left. So, anything you want to talk amongst your characters or the NPCs before we'll end today's session, before you start your next day? You can see Bailey's pretty shaken up from what happened last night, while Autumn, not really. Autumn seems pretty chill with all that, and she still just cares more about recovering as she finishes off the chicken. And now she's sort of like looking at the plucked chicken, and she's just like, gotta cook it. Jacques is just really zoned out and looks horribly concerned. What do you guys want?
Seeing Bailey kind of going through what I was working through last night.
Yeah.
A little bit of my empathetic side comes through, and so I start focusing on trying to redirect her by just kind of getting her into Last Star talk and college talk.
As you two talk, Bailey's happy to start talking about it, and your group is able to hear about the extreme stress that has been put on her. She is in the Dunamancy College, and she clearly missed her finals, but she's trying to compose some sort of plan to present to Ashton Azurin, her professor, as she's trying as hard as possible to become the next apprentice. Right now, Professor Azurin's looking for a new apprentice, as she has had a recent vacancy, and her parents have put an immense amount of pressure for her to try and fill that. And because of the circumstance, she even remarks that I didn't even want to go into Dunamancy College. My parents really pushed me for it. My dad's a really good enchanter. My mom's a great with all sorts of potion making and everything back home. So it's just a lot to live up to.
I can understand that.
You seem to be doing okay so far, at least. You can expand your magics in the usual way.
Willing to be
Hopefully.
a study partner if you need one.
I would actually really appreciate that. I really like what you do a lot.
Thank you. Divination.
Divination?
It's about learning more perspectives.
Yeah, divination's really something. And you see she's holding back.
I will put a word in with my head professor. and see what we can do about your final exam.
Oh.
And at worst, you could always transfer.
I'd have to see what my parents have to say about that, but everything else I appreciate, and that might be of big help. She's a very difficult person to please.
I owe you.
I owe you, all of you, for keeping me alive.
All right.
I'll kind of give Faith a little fist bump, like, good job.
You see, now that like I've had a chance to focus on someone other than myself, I do get a bit more talkative than I've been.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very reserved, but as like I'm starting to get more comfortable, and especially talking about Last Star, my talkative side starts to come out a bit.
All right. So, the plan. We need
to hunt down those bastards. As she's now in a very good mood, and Bailey turns to the group. You see Autumn. She takes a knife that you guys did not know she had on her person and stabs it into the cabinet. And she's just like, "I fucking drink their blood."
I love the enthusiasm. I love
Let's
it.
channel that energy into something productive.
And you see Jacques being like,
I think Annifirth mentioned something about a market and somebody
Yes.
who could send messages and set up transport.
So we can possibly trade work for transportation. Maybe not to Last Star, but maybe somewhere that can get us to Last Star. So we just gotta go down and see what we can find. And get on our way.
everyone nods, and it sounds agreeable. All right, this is what we'll do.
Awesome.
All right, and that'll, if anybody else has anything, no, it's 10:02, that'll wrap up tonight's session.
As we're eating breakfast, Annifirth is just talking to Ganu, and he's just reciting a sea shanty that he had heard on the docks while he was working on there, and he's trying to teach him how to sing it. And Annifirth's voice is just like beautiful, like
but to go along with his face,
like,
of course.
Melodic.
His handsome
Literally
face.
perfect.
Canonically, this man is just a walking distraction. The only reason he didn't kick you off the cliff was because of how gorgeous you were.
I can't look at you anymore. Get out of here.
You think the dude was intimidated?
He was in love.
You didn't see behind the mask. He was just
sweating.
Do you think I impressed him? Do you think he was impressed? So yeah,
try to teach Ganu a sea shanty, so that, and knock it on the table and stuff.
Yeah. What do you do with a drunken sailor?
Hey, yes, exactly.
And you hear in the background a couple of the early morning Fire Ganassi being like, I don't know the lyrics, but I'm gonna hit with you, as they're banging their cups in the background. The bartender's like quietly doing theirs. No sign of the hooded figures anymore.
Good riddance. Yes.
All right.
Should check those guys out.
We don't need mysterious quests.
No.
Not this time.
Honestly.
Just get kicked off a cliff.
Honestly, unrelated. All right, and that's where we'll end our session.